Hey guys, welcome to episode 183 of 4PlayerAnimecast. We are smack dab in the middle of fall 2021 season, leading up to the end of the year, and of course, most of the anime series right now are in their sort of episode 5s, episode 6s, I don't think anywhere in episode 7s, but mostly in episode 6s. Pretty much smack dab halfway into the middle of the season. Here in the middle of fall. It's getting cold up here in the east coast of the US. And I am here with my compatriots at the end of a relatively content heavy week. We did a side episode last week, reviewing something that I'm sure everybody was very enthusiastic for, a little Crunchyroll original.
Arcane?
Yes, Arcane, yeah. But if you want to check that out, it should be available soon on our Twitch VODs as well as on our YouTube. So check that out again, as well as on our social media when it gets updated. But yeah, here are my compatriots. Near.
Hi.
Dark.
Hi.
And of course, Toast.
What?
All right, so start
Near.
off. Near.
Yeah, how's Uganda?
What are you talking
What
about?
the
Me. Didn't you hear, Near? I heard Canada donated nearly 2 million COVID-19 vaccine doses to Uganda. How do you feel about that?
Canada joined Uganda.
I don't care.
Are you
Canada
gonna
is
show?
now
Nice.
owned by Uganda.
And I heard that Canadian healthcare workers are under attack and death threats. Is it because you sold them
Why?
to Uganda?
Because of Ugandan knuckles invading your country.
Uh-huh.
Are you gonna show them the way?
No.
Why not, Near? Do Canadians have a some sort of pride in their country? I don't hear anything about Canadians
Don't
having
fuck
Do you
Canadian
even,
pride.
do you even
You-
give a
Do you
fuck
guys
about
even
your own
care?
country?
Do you guys care about anything?
Doesn't even care. You sold out
Yes.
to Uganda. What
Yes,
the fuck is
Canada
wrong
has-
with you?
Canada has patriotism, believe it or not.
Okay,
I
where's your
don't- how come
military
I-
force? Where is it, buddy? Where is it? Where is it?
How come I never
How
hear of
many
it, Near?
nukes do you guys have?
Yeah. How many
I
B-52 bombers do you have, buddy? How about that?
Metal Wolf Chaos is American pride here. Where's your Canadian pride game? What's that forest fire game? Was that in Canada or something else? Or was that
I
in
don't
Seattle?
I don't think that was in Canada.
Is it called Firewatch?
Yeah.
Where was that? Oh,
I don't
Yellowstone.
think-
Never
yeah,
mind.
It was not in Canada. Canada doesn't have any national parks, don't you know?
Wait,
All right,
why
can we
not?
can we
They
get
have
to can
no
we get to
scenery.
Oh,
guys, can we get to what Near actually did in his 2 weeks?
where in the world is Carmen San Diego? That's in Canada, apparently.
Uh-huh.
Wait, so they nailed it down to Canada? So then what's the
I
deal?
guess.
Why are they
Where-
asking
yeah.
where in the world? They know where she
There
is.
there she is. But yeah, my 2 weeks. I haven't really done much, honestly. You
How's
know,
Shadowverse?
it's
Tanoshi?
okay. I think the mini expansion is like coming out soon. Maybe like next week. Maybe it's out. I don't even know. I haven't played in a couple days, but it's okay. It's kind of fucked up. They nerfed what did they nerf? I think they nerfed Runecraft, which was pretty necessary. And then I think they buffed Dragoncraft. So that's been a bit more popular lately. But it's mostly it's in a pretty okay state right now. Although usually Shadowverse is like its best, like its most healthiest like moments are like days or weeks before like new cards come out. So
Well, that's always happening.
yeah, you don't get much time to really enjoy it. But yeah. Other than that, not
Not
much.
much.
Just
Okay.
grinding out gotcha shit.
All right.
You know.
Well, we can't always have a super exciting, or I hope you don't always have super busy 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That would be pretty tiring. But good to hear.
Oh yeah,
that-
I saw Venom. My dad.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So
That
there's
did come
that. was a fun movie. I like the first one more, personally. But
I think the second one was probably a little bit too focused on having Venom as a comedic character, or
yeah, the pacing felt well, I don't want to get too into it, critiquing superhero movies, but I feel like the pacing in the first one was a bit more like, it was paced a little better because it was like in the first one, like it's building up to the final, like, fight the bad guy scene, because throughout the movie you see bad guy actually being bad, right? But I feel like in the second movie, like for like 2/3 of the movie, fucking Cletus, which is Carnage, he's in jail and he's not really doing anything. And then he breaks out, he like kills a couple people, and then it's like, okay, now we gotta fight. It's like, oh, all right, sure. But at least the fight itself was a lot more watchable than in the first one, because in the first movie, like the two fucking symbiotes fighting is literally just a mass of fucking CG fluid, and it's like,
yeah, it's essentially
I don't
like
even know what I'm looking at here.
it's essentially like fucking which Spider-Man was it when they had Venom, or not the Tobey Maguire one version? Which one?
Yeah, 3.
3. So it's like that, but like two of them just like fighting each other. That's
Yeah,
like essentially
it's
what I
just like,
imagined.
yeah. But in the second one, it's like actually two dudes fighting each other. They're not fucking sliming into each other and shit. So you can actually follow what's happening.
Right.
Yeah, fun movie. Quite a twist in the post-credit scene, but but yeah, that's my 2 weeks.
Okay. Pretty good, pretty good. Toast, what about you?
What? What?
Your
How
2
was your
weeks.
past 2 weeks?
I don't know.
Sir?
I don't know.
You pretty quiet for you too?
No.
Oh, okay.
I forgot.
You forgot what happened in the past 2 weeks?
Yeah.
All
What did I do
stuff.
the past 2 weeks?
All right. That's a little bit scary, but okay.
Do you want to try and skip and maybe go?
I got some fun games. You want me to talk about them?
You can just go briefly over some of the stuff that you played, I guess.
My horny ex-classmate trophy-wife sexual reckoning.
Ah, those types of games. Okay. This makes a little bit more sense.
It was okay.
No, I'm not. I don't know if I would say I'm very into that.
Why
But,
not?
Why not? You don't like horny ex-wives?
No, I don't think I do.
What the fuck?
What the
I can't believe
fuck?
he hates women.
Yeah. Sorry for
True.
being a misogynist.
Big true.
Also, the new Miel game came out, I think. Is that what it?
What?
What?
What came out?
Stealing a Monster Girl harem?
What the fuck is that?
Who are you stealing it from?
I don't know.
God.
God.
It came out 6 days ago.
That would rock. Where's that game? Where's that game?
Not
you get
heard
to
of it, Spire.
fucking
Yeah.
cuck God.
I apologize.
Get on.
The story is some dude's town is being attacked by a bunch of Monster Girl warriors. So
He's not stealing them. He's like trying to
It's not
turn them
stealing
into
them, then. What?
And then
He's stealing them from themselves.
he
he's stealing them from them.
Stealing their
It's a
better
metaphor.
judgment.
He finds the skills from some sort of legendary hero thief or whatever, and he can steal their skills and whatnot.
Oh, stealing their skills. Okay.
And by skills, I mean their virginity and loyalty.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little
That
bit
makes a lot
different.
more sense now.
That's a little bit different, but okay. So interesting games
Is
that
it?
you've been playing.
Really get down to it.
There you go, Spire. I'll link it just for you.
All
There you
right.
go.
Well,
There's
thank you.
also
Yes.
there was a new demo that came out today that I'm kind of interested in.
What is it?
It's the Onryo. She is very thick. Is trying to NT Army 3D Saga version
The fuck?
V.00BS version
Damn.
boobs. Whom is also dummy thick.
What the fuck?
Here you go. I'll link this to you as well. Here you go, Spire. I'll make sure to at you. There you go. The
I
demo
don't
for
think
it,
I needed adding.
but it's an NTR game.
Yeah, you love those.
Unreal.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it? Why is there gameplay of this on YouTube? What the fuck is this?
Damn.
And this has been removed, Toast. It's been deleted from
What? Where?
the Reddit post that you posted
Oh.
has been removed.
Why?
What do you mean why? I'm pretty sure I know why. I don't think you have to ask me why.
Why not?
But,
Damn, my oh no, this has ruined my YouTube recommendations.
yeah, I'm not clicking on that. Sorry.
Popular girl buys you a drink. ASMR coffee crush. I'm going to click on this.
What the fuck?
Coffee crush, enemies, lover, study date comedy for F4M. What does that mean? What's F4M? Is that the audio?
Females for males, I think, is the term.
What? How
Yeah.
do you know that?
Because it's in fucking every goddamn like Japanese to English sub ASMR stream that the VTubers have these days.
Yeah, you would know.
Yeah, that's true. I apologize.
Oh Jesus Christ! Comfort for self-hurt ASMR, soft-spoken, understanding girlfriend support, self-help F4M. That's interesting.
Now, I'm not a doctor, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and
That
say
may not be healthy.
you should not resort to ASMR for self-help.
I
You
don't
should
know
talk
what you-
to a professional about that.
Yeah, I think
I don't
no,
know
but you
what
have to
you are
no, but you don't
talking.
understand. It's like what we talked about during the ASMR anime, right? You need to see the doctor cosplay while listening to the ASMR.
Yeah,
That's how
I
the
mean,
ASMR
if
works.
you can find
right?
a doctor
That's
that
how
does
the
that,
ASMR
then
works.
sure.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
only reason why you listen to the ASMR is to listen to the doctor cosplay. That's how it works.
Listen, Doc, I need you to.
Yeah,
I
so
need
you
some-
want to
I
get
need
a
some
I
help.
need you to
real
wear this erotic
understanding
shirt.
doctor cosplay girlfriend who'll do live
Slash
ASMR
vampire.
for you,
Slash succubus.
and then it's free therapy as well.
Oh shit! It's
Pure
here.
value.
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
there's a 5-head play for you.
Anyways, thank you, Toast, for listening. Listing your past 2 weeks hits
Here's my game recommendation for the week.
for the week.
For
Okay.
this podcast, I guess. I recommend Wanking Simulator.
Okay.
All right.
Steam. It's
Thank you very
90
much.
It's on Steam.
It's 99. It's 90% off. So that's $1.
Oh, you know who's getting that?
I swear to fucking God, dude.
You still have your backlog's getting bigger and
Yeah,
bigger by the day.
Backlog. I like
Dude.
to say
Yeah,
backlog.
he's got quite the
Steam-
backlog.
Steam literally pushes like a fucking what is that one you got me? Yeah, Bone Town. It could like
Oh
that game,
yeah, that's right. I paid like $17 to get near Bone
that
Town.
game gets updates on Steam.
Updates?
And it pushes
What sort of
yes.
updates does it get? What
Let
the
me see if,
fuck?
let
Oh
me
wait,
see if
so
I can
it's in your
find-
library? It shows in your like.
Is it
Yes,
like bug
it, like,
updates?
it gets
or
put
is it like
onto my,
DLC?
It
Is
gets
there
put onto
DLC
my
for that thing?
No, I don't know, man. But like it gets put onto my like because Steam now, like when you open your library, like at the very top, there's like a feed of like updates or whatever, like news things that come out for games. And every once in a while, I will get assaulted with like some fucking Bone Town update. And yeah, I got one. There was one
That's
in
incredible.
October for full controller support comes to Bone Town. Like why? Who's playing this on controller?
Yeah,
But
don't you need one-handed controls for Bone Town?
Mm.
Get it? Yeah, it's $1. Check it out. What the guy doesn't
Wait,
Russian.
wait. So
I can't
what are
help
the
you out
updates
there.
again? What are they? Are they like DLC?
Let me read through some of these. So there's the controller support one. New
Oh, so they're
level.
adding quality of life features.
They added a new level for all and Patreon launch. This game is a Patreon? I thought this game was like 80 years old.
How old
No,
is
isn't that
Bumtown? Like
game?
2007?
Yeah, isn't that game even older than that? Because wasn't it like a big thing that they were like, we got Ron
2008.
Jeremy.
Jesus.
Yeah.
2008.
Wait,
Yeah,
really?
it got
That's
it
older than
updated
Navi.
for Steam Workshop.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. Hey,
Apparently
Koikatsu
there
needs a
were
run for its money.
balance changes too. I don't know what.
What are they rebalancing? What's the Bone Town meta? Like what?
For a lot about accidentally losing your outfit when you're just trying to pick up a weapon. Wait, what? This game is a weapon?
What?
It has a weapon.
What?
Does it have a crafting system that you don't know
No.
of? Like, what's going on?
Now when you steal someone's outfit, your old outfit goes under the knocked out person. Is this Hitman?
Yeah,
What is
wait,
this game?
what?
So you steal right back and then what is this game actually? Oh my god.
It's gonna be like one day, like Dark's gonna gift Nier a game that's like suspiciously large in size, but it's still just a shitty visual novel. And then afterwards, Nier's gonna find out that it just has this like crafting system for some reason inside it.
It's actually
Yeah,
like an
post
open
game,
world.
it's fucking yeah. You get
You can go there. It's literally
the
just
post game
like,
is open world with a crafting
Yeah.
system.
skill
Yeah.
trees. Yeah.
I still
I
have
mean,
to play fucking was it Housewife Simulator or whatever?
Wait, no, I found a better
You
game.
have
You're
me?
not getting Wank. Well, maybe you'll still also get Wank Simulator. I got something else to gift you.
Oh boy. Cannot wait.
Probably move on.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, so thank you, Nier, for also helping to chip in to whatever Toast has been saying, and thank you, Toast, for telling us
oh
about your 2 weeks.
shit! Hold on.
And
Hold on. I
no,
just saw a new
Toast,
fun
we
game
are
that came
moving
out.
on. We are moving on.
What about Crypto Girls? A sex coin.
That's even worse.
I did see that
Anyway.
one as well.
Hell
So-
All right,
yeah.
all right. Can I talk about my 2 weeks? What's happening here? Let me.
When you see
My-
Spire,
Gonna
when
be
you said
more
2 weeks,
interesting than Bone Town?
Probably not. My 2
Spire,
weeks.
the way you said 2 weeks seems like you're quitting. It's like I'm putting in my 2 weeks.
I'm
notice.
putting them in my 2 weeks. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, okay, bye.
What the
yeah.
fuck did you just give me?
Huh?
All right, we actually do need to go on. My 2 weeks have been pretty quiet again. It's been mostly running around doing real life stuff. It's been snowing in early November for some reason. I don't know why. Pretty quiet. I actually do like a lot of this series this season for one reason or another. They kind of like, so I've been keeping up with a decent amount of them. A lot of which we're actually going to cover this episode as well, and obviously the previous stuff. Seppuku Sekai, some ranking, so on. But yeah, I've liked a lot of them. But yeah, other than that, not too much. Just keeping up with anime. Maybe thinking about going back into visual novels a little bit, but not too much.
Speaking of
that's
visual
about it.
novels, Spire, why didn't you tell me?
Hmm?
Why didn't you tell me, Spire? Why didn't you tell me that Yamizome Revenger just came out last week?
Because I have not been playing Yamizome Revenger, and also
Why not?
I
It
don't
has
think that game's.
I see a
don't know,
card battle system. I'm interested.
Mm. Yeah, those are always good in visual novels.
I mean,
Yeah.
how much is it?
Yeah. Anyways, Dark. Last but not least, how have your past 2 weeks been?
They've been pretty good. Been doing a lot of shit for work, but other than that, been keeping up with stuff. Started
Damn.
and am almost fully caught up now with the new episodes of Arcane. Arcane, the new hit Riot series about League of Legends, greatest game ever made.
League of Legends.
Yeah.
It's not about League of Legends. It's about the Runeterra universe, dude.
It's true. You're right. How could I have forgotten?
Diego. Yeah.
Yeah. And that show is really fucking good. Yeah. I don't really know exactly
No
what.
spoilers.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna spoil anything. It is a very good show. It's very well animated. Its visuals are incredible. I mean, really, I was saying earlier, I don't think I have a single complaint about it. I was really thinking that it wasn't going to be anything like, that special when I heard of it. And then some people were like, yeah, it looks really good. And I was like, I don't know if I really trust that. And then, I got like a minute, I got like 5 minutes into the show. And I was like, this show looks fucking amazing. And then I looked at the time, of the episode, and I knew there were 3 out already. And it was 45 minutes. And I was like, there's 3 of these fucking things, and they're 45 minutes each. And then I look again, and it's like, yeah, there's going to be 9 total. It's like, how much did they fucking spend on this? Like, oh my God.
A lot.
Yeah. And it's been very, very good.
Yeah.
I just think it's a very, very special series. I feel very similar about it the way I did about sort of like Hoseki no Kuni and Spider-Verse. But this is an animated series that is very much like pushing the media forward. I think this show looks incredible. Directing is really good. I think its style is awesome. And yeah, there's not much else to say about it right now. Other than that, I've been playing League, which is a huge mistake, obviously. But
yeah, I don't think you should be
what are you
doing
gonna
that.
do?
Anyways, thank you, Dark, for your past 2 weeks. And I guess we'll just start right off then. Toast. How have your why did I go back into 2 weeks, man? I'm like getting mixed up. Sorry, Toast. What
This
series
guy's
are you
stuck in
covering?
Time loop, dude.
Yeah, Endless 8. Toast,
Please.
what? Toast, what is
Actual
your
fucking
series?
PTSD.
I remember almost like sleeping through, or like half sleeping through Endless 8. I'm not gonna lie, like actually half sleeping through.
Did you watch all 8 episodes?
Yes, but I half slept through them. Anyways, Toast, what
Huh?
series?
Oh,
What series, my friend?
shit, I don't know. What's it called?
You want me to read? Okay, so I'll read. 世界最強の暗殺者異世界貴族に転生する or the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat is the English localized title. It is an isekai fantasy series, originally web novel in Shousetsuka ni Naro, obviously the very famous fanfiction site, the Japanese equivalent of fanfiction.net, essentially. Became a light novel, became a manga, then finally got an anime adaptation by none other than Silverlink and co-produced by Studio Palette. Silverlink should need no introduction, obviously. Voice actors, Akabane Kenji, Ueda Reina, obviously, Takada Yuki, let's see this, who else? Takashi Chiaki, Tamura Yukari. That's pretty much about it. Anyways, go on.
No, keep going.
I mean, that's pretty much like the general description of
Yeah, cover
how it's
the
made.
forum, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that you know so much about the series.
Yeah,
why don't you
fires
cover
and
it?
smoke.
I apologize. I'm just doing like a general non-story covering. What about the story, Toast?
Oh, you
Fine. You like Nier? You like
No.
Fate Zero?
This thing is
oh.
just like it.
Yeah. I do.
Remember that time where Kiritsugu got on a plane
Yeah.
and then he shot himself down to become become a hero of justice?
Uh-huh. That's not quite what happened, but yeah.
No, wait. He shot. Remember that time when Why is Kiritsugu on Roblox? What is this?
What are you talking about?
I googled Kiritsugu just to get my sources straight. Then I see a Roblox skin that's worth $2,000.
What?
What? There, there you go.
So what about this
There you
show, though?
All right.
What about this show, sir?
What about this one? Now, granted, this is probably the most damning review ever given.
So yeah. So remember that time when So yeah, you got the assassin guy. I don't remember what his name is, but he's like, "Oh, I'm the world's greatest assassin." And after this last job, I'm going to retire and become an assassination classroom teacher.
So does the assassin ranking working?
I don't know.
Like, if he's the
They
world's
just say
greatest
he's.
assassin,
They
why
just
isn't he just
all the
arrested?
other assassins just kind of recognize him in the alleyway. Like,
He
you know
was,
how it's like when you're writing your own fan fiction and you're like, oh, I was walking down the dark alleyway, and like the guys all like in the shadows recognize. It's kind of like that, you know what I mean? They all
he was.
recognize you as the master.
He was born within the organization, and he's lived his entire life as an assassin. So, you know, he's the world's greatest assassin. You're gonna get a lot of the world's greatest moniker in this series later on. But yeah, he does one final mission, and then he's like, oh, after this mission, I'm free. So he gets on a plane to go to Japan and become a ninja assassin trained teacher. But then lo and behold, the organization betrays him, you know, and they're like, and then his plane gets shot down, just like in Fate Zero, right near.
He was the world's greatest assassin. I feel like you should see that coming.
Yeah, probably. But also, why would they kill him if he was going to teach more assassins?
I don't know.
That seems
Conflict
kind
of
of
interest. They did
stupid.
the organization didn't want him to go or something, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, then he's all like, "Oh, I lived my life as an assassin with no emotions, but this is my first regret in my entire life because I was betrayed by my organization."
What does he regret?
That he was betrayed.
Becoming an assassin. And he
Okay.
regrets that he was betrayed.
Yeah, he's like
That's
sure.
not really the terminology for that.
My first betrayal and regret is that I lived my life as an assassin and I died by not having any human emotion or whatever. And then the goddess Yukari Tamura comes up and he's like, "Hey, you're the world's greatest assassin, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's me." And he's like, "Okay,
Damn, his reputation precedes him, huh?
you want to become reincarnated? You know, like with all your memories and skills intact?" And he's like, "Okay, but sure, but for what cost?" And she's like, "I want you to kill the hero." And he's like, "Okay."
Okay.
Yeah,
because apparently what is it? 18 years from now, the hero has to defeat the demon lord, but then the hero turns on all humanity and destroys the world. So he has to assassinate the hero by then, but only after the hero defeats the
Are you
demon
telling me
lord.
he has to seal his overwhelming powers until he faces the hero? he has to keep his powers in check. You mean?
Yeah,
Is
something
his
like that.
ultimate powers? Yes.
It's a deadline because the hero is supposed to save the world, but so he can't kill the hero until after he defeats the demon lord. To maintain balance within the world and whatnot. And he's all like, "How am I supposed to defeat a hero? I'm just a regular old man dude." She's all like, "Don't worry, I'll give you skills." And then he picks 5 skills because usually in the reincarnation thing, like, "Oh,
Is
I
one of
have
the
some skills."
skills assassinate?
No, why would he need that?
Just kill.
He's the world's
Yeah.
best assassin.
Yeah, so
Hey.
why does he need skills?
Because
This is magic now, dude. This is
Yeah,
above his
Nier,
pay
this is
grade. He might be the
magic.
world's best assassin in that world. He ain't nothing in this one, buddy.
Uh-huh. I
And
feel
yeah,
like
He needs to gain the respect.
does he get the skill gun? I feel like that would work.
he has a skill. He has a skill, spell weaving, which is he can make any spell that he wants. So he, of course, with magic, he creates a gun because he's the world's strongest assassin. Nier, that's cool.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
got to become a magic gun user. That's
But yeah, so when he gets reincarnated, guess what? He gets reincarnated as the son of a noble family, who's specializes in assassination techniques. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, but so he's being raised by assassination family in order to kill the hero, and whatnot. And that's
So
cool,
wait,
I guess.
did the family wants to kill the hero too?
No, it's just him.
Oh, okay.
They're the good kinds of assassin. You're like Agent 41, 47.
I don't know if I would call Agent 47 a good guy.
Yeah,
He only
he's
kills
pretty
bad
neutral.
guys. In order
Are
to
they bad though? A lot of them are just kind of like rich.
Yeah.
in order to
There are some that he kills over like family quarrels.
in order to protect the kingdom in which he lives in, he works. He was born into a family of assassins, but his goal by the goddess is kill the hero. Then he finds some chicks, and I'm like, that's cool.
Of course.
Who's the studio by
Passive without
Silverlink?
his babes.
Yeah.
Silverlink, right? Yeah. You know what else Silverlink has made? That's pretty cool.
What?
What?
Toast?
Yeah,
What?
what else have they made?
Oh,
You're the ones that's supposed to go on, right?
you know what else they made?
What?
Back
What?
at the
Amelia?
test. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know who
Test.
stars in Bakutetet?
Oh wow, that is really one of their early. I thought Silverlink was way before Bakuto Test, but Bakuto Test is actually one of their first series. That's surprising.
What else did they make?
I
Rocket
can't
Aikishi? Yeah, Rocket Aikishi. That was fine. Strike.
I can't believe I was around when Silverlink was actually made. I thought like when I first saw Bakuto Test and I heard about Silverlink, I thought they were already existent for a long time. Okay.
Damn, there's a lot of Isekai on this list.
I mean,
So,
it's
yeah.
Silverlink. Silverlink has been picking up a lot of stuff,
Yeah,
and
what-
like Onuma Shin is very good at doing that sort of stuff.
What am I talking about? Why Silver? Yeah, so the visual, it looks fine. I mean, I don't have any complaints because
Okay.
it's Silverlink. Silverlink hasn't really disappointed.
Silverlink makes pretty, is pretty standard stuff. Yeah, it's like they don't really. I don't think they've really done anything.
What's
super
their worst?
disappointing.
What's their worst looking series? Can't say Prismalia.
It's
But it's
definitely
not.
Prismalia.
Was
It's not.
It
was-
definitely is. Some of those fights are fucking rancid looking.
All right. Okay, I'll give you
Uh,
that.
Was Wise Man's Grandchild, was that any good in terms of frames?
Genjin and Majo, that was average.
It was average. Yeah, I don't think they've made anything like super bad.
Super
Um,
ugly.
Yeah.
Outside of those Prismalia fights.
Yeah, the Prismalia.
See-
Yeah, they've been pretty standard in how.
But yeah.
Average
So yeah,
or above.
that's what I'm talking about. Visuals, they're fine. I don't have any complaints. Audio visual, I don't know. It's fine, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. This is made by the author of everyone's favorite redo of Healer.
Awesome.
Except, so as people will say, it retains some of its dark, edgy aspects.
It's an adult series, you mean?
No,
It's another-
Oh yeah.
you like you like revenge rape?
No.
Well, you don't.
Not particularly.
No, I'm out of here. Sorry. Yeah.
So don't worry about that. You won't get any of that in this series, but I guess it's because it's a redo of Healer. People are saying it has the dark, edgy undertones. It looks nice, but there's a
Unless it just has wonton rape and people being really angry for no reason, like Arifureta and
Bad audio visuals.
Healer. It's not a revenge series anymore. That's
you
how
like
it works.
you like child slavery and rape because that's what you get.
No.
There's one of the
I like how we phrased it. It's like you're just like, nope,
You like
we are
that?
not
No.
affiliated with either of those concepts in those.
you
in this
get an
podcast.
episode full of
I
that
don't
in this
particularly
series.
like those things.
But yeah.
Individually or together.
Anyways, thank you, Toast. Any last words?
No, I'm not even done yet. What's wrong with
Wait,
you?
I
still
thought you
have
were
to talk about
expounding
the
on the.
No, I still have to
Okay.
talk about the characters. Sorry.
I thought you did talk about the characters
No, I
in
didn't.
the story.
No, just
So-
the MC.
So the main character's name
but-
is.
I mean, okay.
So this is where my gripes come in. All right. So the main character's name is Lou, right?
Mhm.
Is it Lou or Luke?
No, it's Lou. It's pronounced Lou.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
You know, his name is Lou Tuath the Day. You know what that is, right?
No.
You don't. Oh, right. Never mind. Okay, this is where my specialty comes in here. You know I have an interest in fate, right?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, Lou. Everyone knows who Lou is, right? Is he in Fate yet? I don't think he is.
I don't believe so.
Not yet. Wow, that's a shame. Wait. Yeah, he is. Oh wait, no,
He's-
that's an Amino app. Whoops. Oh. No, he's well, there's a Loon in Mahotsukai no Yoru, but that has no relation to who this is. Because his name's Lou Beowulf, right? They just combine two things into one.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lou, if you don't know, is a Welsh hero known as God of Light. All right, he's one of the most prominent. He's one of the most famous gods in Irish mythology. He wields a fancy sword and whatnot. Yeah, his name's what?
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 Yeah. Yeah.
You okay?
Toast, what are you trying to cover right now?
So,
Like,
so near,
what's
you
going
know
on?
Lancer, right?
Yes.
His name is Satanto / Cuchulainn, right?
Yeah.
Did you know Lou is the father of Cuchulainn?
Okay.
Yeah. And Tuatha Day, you know what Tuatha Day is? Tuatha Day is people of the gods. And also another very prominent race in Irish mythology.
Uh-huh.
They fight the Fomorians or whatnot. So yeah, so the guy's name is Tuatha Day, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna go there, huh? And
So does this series take inspiration from Irish
so
mythology?
his father's name
I'm
is
pretty sure it doesn't. It's just the names that take like Gaelic kind of
no,
inspirations.
Spire. This is where you're wrong. His father's name is Cian Tuatha Day, and if you know Irish mythology, Cian is basically the doctor of the gods, Tuatha Day,
Uh-huh.
and you know his father's what is it? His outer
alchemist?
profession. He's a doctor. Ah, I get
Uh-huh.
it, get it.
Very, very unique reference.
Truly inspired.
And
yeah.
Truly, the author knows so much about Gaelic mythology.
And his mother is Estri, which is the name of Ethri, which is also Lou's mother. And I'm like,
Wow.
damn.
That's crazy. So
And you know the name of the kingdom they live in?
what?
The Alban Kingdom. And if you know what Alva is, that's the old Welsh name for Scotland. Ah!
Uh-huh.
So you're saying this?
So does it go beyond
Yes, you want me to keep going? I'll
names?
keep going. Yeah, sure.
I mean, you don't have to. It's just like an interesting thing to take
one of
inspiration
the girls that he finds and hires as an assassin, assassin trainee is named Maha. But you know what? But I'm like, wait a fucking minute, you can't fool me. Maha is just another name of Matcha, which Matcha is also another Irish god. She's one of the three goddesses alongside of Morrigan and I forgot the last one. Yeah, she's one of the three gods. And I'm like, alongside a Skahawk, and I'm like, you can't do that to me. So yeah, this series takes a lot of liberties with its Celtic mythology, since the time frame is around the Middle Ages. And
Yeah,
before modern
it seems
times,
like there's
they have
a
magic.
lot of Gaelic references in the names, right? So you're essentially saying that relative to many other of these fan fiction / web novel Japanese writers, this author specifically is like a genius. Essentially, that's sort of what you're saying,
No, it
right?
means
Comparison, kind of, yeah.
Kind of,
it means
yeah.
being
Kind of
super
is.
cheeky. And you want a spoiler? I'll give you a
What?
spoiler. You want the name of the hero that he's supposed to kill later on is?
What?
Epona.
Oh, of course.
You know what? Epona is also
Genius,
a
as
Celtic
I said.
goddess.
You're right, genius.
And I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically like
Hemingway, like,
Yeah,
or like Tolkien. Sorry, I
Yeah.
apologize. He's
And
literally
you
Tolkien.
know-
Yeah.
Shakespeare, really.
and then later on, like, again, this is another spoiler. Later on, he fights a lance wielding hero, and you guess the name of this lance wielding hero?
Ku
No,
or Diarmuid?
no.
What?
Setanta.
Oh, okay.
Remember, because he hasn't done any. He hasn't killed. He hasn't
Yeah.
killed any dogs yet, so he's not a Kukulin yet. Because that's how he gets the title.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're really gonna do this to me? So yeah, and then there's a bunch of other Celtic names in there. Like basically everyone important is a Celtic name. A prominent figure in Irish mythological whatnot. So that pissed me off. I hated that.
Okay, so
I mean,
And
it's
you-
at least somewhat more interesting than fucking. I've reincarnated the world. Let me find a woman to make my slave. Okay.
I mean, this is essentially what happens. I mean, in this series, except it's not
Yeah,
specifically
I'm
like
reincarnated into the world. Let me find a woman to kill.
Yeah.
or no. He adopts people because he adopts little slave girls because they're in danger. But
They're
it's not like he
endangered.
forces them to come with him, right? There's a difference. He's not taking that direct route. He's very indirect about it. But yeah, anyways, any last words?
The whole point is that when he the whole point of him gathering up his harem group of girls is that when he learns that the hero is leagues above humanity, and just because he's reborn in this world, he's not given all of the superpowers, all the high level cheats. That goes to the hero, the hero that saves the world, but he has to assassinate the hero, so he has to do it within the limits of regular humanity. To do so, he recruits allies to help him out. That's how he gets the 3 girls. The first one, he's looking for a girl with, he's looking for suitable assassin trainees. So he recruits them one by one. That's a thing. One of them's his magic teacher, which he learns fancy magic, skill weaving. That's how he creates his fancy assassination tools, aka guns. Because as an assassin, you have to know your assassination tools inside and out. So he just makes them again using magic this time. Because he's the world's greatest assassin, so he knows the periodic table of elements and the atomic structure of things.
I don't think periodic table of elements is bad.
Only known for the greatest assassins.
Yeah.
Some even consider them to be the sages of our time, really.
But yeah, so that's how he learns that create copper spell, and then it's like, hey, wait a minute, these fancy letters and these weird numbers, what do these mean? And it's like, that's the atomic mass, and here's the melting point of it, and the atomic weight, and I'm like, so if he
he's
modifies
able
the
to
spell,
visualize like the periodic table. It's like he has Google glasses, but like shittier, right?
he doesn't visualize. He just knows because he's
he memorized stuff, so he's got
because
flashcards.
he's the world's greatest assassin. So
Here's my question: does the magic system in this series take any inspiration from like Celtic runes?
Yeah, when I looked at he was like, oh, what are these weird letters that formed in my head? I'm like, oh, those are Celtic runes. It's like, yeah, I guess, but it's like hand waved. You don't need to know that unless you're cool and can read Celtic. But yeah, the subs did it in a way. When I watched it in a way that the spells are said backwards. I don't know if that's. I don't know. I guess that's the way they're doing the rubbish magical language stuff. But yeah, that since he knows spell weaving, he can create original spells. So that's how he creates his fancy assassination tools. What else? Yeah. What else do I need to talk about? Oh yeah, the main character. I guess I'll give him some bonus points because before he got Isekai, he was an old man, the old man assassin. So he's all about business of being an assassin.
Can I?
So he's one of those serious anime protagonists, and not some bumbling Japanese 30-year-old Japanese salaryman who's all like, oh, I'm a 30. I live in Japan. I'm a pacifist by heart. The Japanese way. He was an assassin. He'll kill people. If the means to an end. But he's also learning humility from his father, because Dad was like, no, you don't have to be. You can't be cold-hearted if you're an assassin. You have to have humanity in order to become the best assassin. And he's like, oh, that's cool, I guess.
Make any sense, but okay.
Anyways,
You have to outweigh the negatives and the positives in order to
That's not being.
save
That's
the
not
kingdom.
having humanity. That's like fucking being a complete sociopath. I mean, it is
Yeah.
like you have to outweigh the positives and the negatives of what? Killing someone? Like
Yeah.
you're just gonna turn it into like a math equation?
it's ethics, bro. You just gotta
Yeah, what
calculate
is life but positives and negatives?
it.
But yeah, what else? What were you saying, Spire?
Yeah, just I just wanted you to give a few last words about what the overall
Yeah,
what you felt about the series.
I guess I like the main character since he's not the wussy Japanese Isekai transfer student.
He's not a sissy.
He's lived a
He's
full
tough.
life. He's lived a full
Yeah,
life.
like
He's
me.
got the maturity. He's got the maturity of an old man, even though he's how old is he right now? 12? 12 going to 14? Yeah, that's fine.
Would you say he's more of a Chad than the Arifureta protagonist, or less of a Chad? Just for
Yeah.
the listeners out there who
How
are very
baked and red pilled is he?
He's not trying to be an edgelord. He's calm and serious.
That's
Will he
true.
trigger the lips? Because that's the only value I look at when I consume media. If it
I mean, if
triggers
he's only
lips,
looking at numbers when he's crunching the numbers on human lives.
He's already
isn't he a
killing-
libertarian?
No, he's already killing the liberals with facts and reason,
like-
dude. That's how it works. Oh
Too
my God.
true.
Yeah, what the reason why one of the girls was being attacked by wolves, and he's all like, "Oh, I'm gonna save this girl, and I'm gonna be nice to her." He's being nice to her, and like, I need you, because I'm looking for an assistant. I need you, and his underlying motive is, oh, she has mana, she could be a good puppet. So he's nice to her, feeds her, says she needs her, and he tells her, "Oh, I'm not a good person. I kill people, but even so, will you still follow me?" She's like, "Yeah, all right." And he's like, brainwashing complete.
Yeah, truly.
And I'm like,
Master
wow,
of the minds.
wow, helping people makes you evil. Okay, sure, fair brainwashing. But like, yeah, I guess as an protagonist, he's fine. He's not edgy. He's down to earth. He's relatable, just like Kiritsugu.
Just like-
I think if any human being on Earth finds Kiritsugu relatable, they should
Yeah,
seek
be afraid.
psychiatric help.
Wait, this reminds me of that. This isn't this like that. I forget if it was on Twitter or Reddit, but it was like that thing where it's like, no, it was a Reddit post, right? Where it's like the guy was just it was like a girl that was trying to get advice about like a guy that was trying to hit on her, and like the guy was like, yeah, I like relate really hard to whatever it was. What character was it that he was relating to? Like fucking.
I don't know, but
Like,
it was psychotic. I remember
Yeah,
that.
it was some like psychotic character, like genuine like psychopath character. And I was like,
wasn't it Shinji? Was it Shinji?
No.
no,
it wasn't.
No,
It was
I think
Shinji.
it might have been. It might have been.
Really?
It was an anime. It was an anime protagonist that was like genuinely a piece of shit, like an awful person. And
was
like,
it the Death Note person? The protagonist?
no, I don't
Fucking
think so.
anime?
But like the story was like he recommended like some show to this
Right. Exactly.
and
Oh,
she was like,
no, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I think it was
I really
Shinji.
liked
Yeah,
that.
I really connected
yeah,
Shinji.
she was
with
like,
it.
yeah,
I
I
would
liked
go
that.
out with you.
And then the guy was like, yeah, I really connected with the main character. And she was like, oh.
I don't even think it was connected. It was like I like see myself.
Yeah, like I really relate. Like, dude, you cannot say that.
Yeah, it's like that is one of the worst characters you could say you fucking relate to.
Hold on, is that the same guy who said he was looking for his real life Asuka?
Yes, I think it was. Yeah, so that's why
Oh.
I said Shinji.
So then why would he relate to Shinji?
No, I think
Oh,
the
was it?
guy. I think
No.
the guy that because the
I'm not
guy
thinking
that
Asuka.
the guy that was looking for like his real life Asuka was like he was like posting on Instagram or something where he's like, I met this girl and she's just like Asuka, and then like
Oh, I bet
like
he told
later
her.
on
He told her,
like
right?
she like apparently
Yes,
like
yes.
she sees his Instagram. Like she
Right,
had
exactly,
his
exactly.
Instagram or whatever, and she saw that post, and she's like, "Stop talking to me! Like,
Yeah,
do
can
not
I get
talk
the
to me."
fuck out of here now?
Yeah. So don't do that, for any listeners. And don't relate to psychopathic characters, please.
But near Kizoku is an ally of justice.
Uh-huh.
To
Hey.
save 10 people, he'll kill one.
Anyways,
Yeah, and we saw how that ended.
thank you, Toast, for
But
helping.
yeah, I guess I say I like the main character.
Okay.
But he's better than most in his
In his weight class.
Does this fall under revenge? This doesn't fall under revenge, does it?
I mean,
This
he's
does
not
not
taking-
fall under revenge.
he's not taking revenge.
Absolutely
on
not.
anybody.
Yeah.
It's not like the hero is like an embodiment of the fucking organization.
Just because the MC is just like ruthless or does whatever doesn't mean it becomes a revenge series. I think sometimes like people, I'm not saying Toast, but like some like other people like unironically go like, I think any series where the MC is like really angry and does things that are kind of like sociopathic or psychopathic. Oh, I think it's revenge series now. It's like
Yeah,
that's
the
not
moment
how
they
that
get
works.
that like really wide look in their eyes, it's a revenge series. The
That's
moment they
true.
animate that, it becomes an.
Alpha Lead is a revenge isekai. But anyways,
Yeah. What else? I get. Do I like the series? Not really. I guess maybe. Sure.
Would you rate it?
I'll rate it 8.9 out of 10.
Yeah, I saw that.
8.9 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit. Anyways, thank you,
Yeah.
Toast.
I don't like it very much. It's
I mean,
basically perfect.
I hate how they use the Celtic mythological names, but also I'm a
Wait, you
sucker
hate
for
it,
that.
but you talked about it for like 10 minutes.
I hate it, but I'm also a sucker for these kind of things. So it's like,
Yeah.
Well, he hates how they use them.
no, I don't
You
hate
know-
how do I? Yeah, I guess.
You know those like bendy like tube flying kind of like figures outside of car dealerships that like sway in the wind and stuff like that? I'm literally like laughing like that right
Yeah.
now.
It's like
Actually dying.
it's like it's like they're nudging me with their elbow, like, hey, his name's Lou. You get it right? I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, yo, you get it, viewer?
Like, you get it, and then it's like, oh wait,
Get it?
hold on.
Stand
You know,
yet?
for his assassin training, his name is Lou, right? But he becomes a merchant by the name of Balor, and he's like, you know Balor, right? I'm like, yes, I know Balor of the Evil Eye. You know, who's a Fomorian and gets defeated by Lou later, and I'm like, you get it, right? He's the dark side of Lou, the merchant, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. So they keep elbowing me in the chest with that, and I'm like, I know, shut up.
All right.
But
And you-
I'm also a sucker for that kind of mythology stuff. It's why I like. Why do you think I like Fate? So yeah, that's why I give it an 8.9. It's average, but it gets the 1.9 points because it uses mythology that I like.
Wait, 7 is your average?
That's
Is
not
it
how.
Oh yeah,
5
he's IGN,
supposed to be
bro.
the average? Is it 5 out of 10 supposed to be
Oh,
the average
7.
score?
Yes.
No,
okay.
C is 70%. 50% is the F.
That's true. That is true. I apologize. Yeah, I do empathize with Toast at this point, or
I do not.
But yeah,
I get. Okay, all right. Anyways, thank you.
Is it the best isekai this season? Yes. Yeah, I guess. What else was this season?
I don't know if it was that high of a bar.
What else was this season?
Was it mainly like Shinkanami plus something else?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's kind of yes.
unless you count Mushoku Sensei or Mushoku Tensei season 2.
Yeah, there's not much else.
Is this fall or summer? Which am I thinking of?
It's fall 2021.
So yeah, what I talked about Shikinomi. That one sucked. So Tensei no. So I get. Oh yeah, I guess it really is the Sekai Saikou Isekai of this season. Wait, Spire, didn't you cover Shin Nakama?
Oh, you shouldn't knock me, right? I think
You
I
covered that,
gave
right?
it a very brief intro, but I didn't. I don't think I covered it. I might have actually. I forget. It's like a lot of these isekais kind of go past me these days, and I'm like I know of them if you tell me like the plot, but I forget like when I cover them or when I like remember them again.
I
So
don't
I,
think we covered this, but I could be
I
wrong.
think at best I gave it like an intro, like a brief intro at the beginning of an episode. But yeah,
Yeah, this is far and away the best Isekai of this season. Slightly above generic. That's why it's 8.9.
Wow.
Anyways, thank you, Toast, for helping to cover 世界最強の暗殺者 Isekai Kizoku ni Tensei suru, or the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat again. Silver Link anime adaptation of another Shoutouts ni naru Isekai web novel. If you enjoy these kinds of things, please do check it out. And moving on to Dark, finally. What do you have for us today, friend?
I have. Let's see. I have called Sakugan. And,
Mhm.
yeah, so it is a series about a like I don't even know. It's called like the Labyrinth. It's a big. I don't know if there was like there must have been some sort of cataclysmic event they haven't gone into or something like that, or just like people have been underground for so long. But so yeah, so their world is called the Labyrinth. It's all underground. It's like these large chasms and it, with like false skies and these giant like pillars in the communities and stuff like that that create them and everything like that. So they have markers and workers. Workers mine, markers like explore the labyrinth and chart it. Markers are more of like the explorers in like harsh conditions, like really dangerous jobs. Because there are also giant kaiju that
Mhm.
normally are attached to like by these like tethers to the ground. These like looking magic tether things. So I assume it's something like they absorb whatever bullshit from the ground and they die out and dry up if they move too fast and disconnect those. But sometimes they just do that anyway. So the two main characters are Empu and Gagumber. And
Mhm.
I don't know why they have these names because there really aren't that many other crazy names. Like the other characters, like Walsh and Linda. I don't know what Mempu and Gagumber are all about.
Because after stuff like Made in Abyss, Decadence and stuff like that, people just gotta have, in these sorts of like fantasy kind of futuristic-ish worlds, or they gotta just have these crazy wacky names. It's just another world, bro. That's how it works. Okay.
Yeah. And so their colony, not gonna. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I'll spoil episode 1. Their colony gets attacked and so on and so forth. Well, no, yeah. So Memempu's father is Gagumber. I don't believe know who the mother is yet. Like he says her name. I thought it was Linda. I don't think it is. But yeah. So anyway, some shit happens. Their colony gets attacked. They fight it off. They fight off like the kaiju. They lose some folks and decide to go and become markers again. Gagumber was against it. Mempu, as like she's like an inventor whiz kid who really wants to sort of go on that adventure, but he used to be a marker, and I don't think she knows that. But he's been out of the game for so long.
Mhm.
But after that attack, it kind of like puts shit into perspective for him, where because she's like, am I crazy that even though this happened, I still want to go and do this? And so because she wants to find this it's like vision she keeps having in her dreams, which is very much just like the open like night sky.
Right.
So yeah, so they're going, and then it turns into like a fairly so far episodic, sort of like father-daughter adventure thing of seeing like going to these different colonies, seeing like different stuff. Like
Yeah, it's like a journey series. It's
Yeah,
like a journey.
and like episode 4 is like basically Italy. Which is weird. I don't know if they're trying to connect it so that like these underground places are adapting based on their countries, or if the labyrinth just has these things in it and it's just much smaller. Because like I think it only took him a couple days to get to that camp, and like I feel like it might take you more than that to do that in a mech drilling underground and shit.
I think
to get from
this
Japan to Italy, because I think they started in Japan or like a Chinese like thing.
So I don't think
I'm not sure what the world state really is.
I don't think at this point the author.
Well, actually, no, it has to be
authors,
because they have the Colosseum and the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So it must have been that like the world like for whatever reason sank and got like fucking cased over somehow.
Or here's the fun part. I think the author or authors related, because I believe part of this was like a collaborative project or something like that with the stories. I think the author or authors at this point don't really care too much about the
yeah,
science
whatever. Shut up.
part of
Anyway,
science fiction.
so here's my prediction: the world is encased in a giant Dyson sphere. For
Like
whatever reason.
Right.
So yeah. So how about you take a back seat from these masters and watch the masters
of
at
science,
work,
exactly.
the masters
of
of
science
world
fiction.
building at work.
I apologize.
But yeah, I mean, it's not like it really dwells on that shit very much.
I mean,
it's
that's
just
not that
very,
important,
it is just very fun scenarios of like this father-daughter adventure.
What I appreciate also is the stuff. I mean, there are like obviously like quote unquote bad stuff that happens. Like they get into trouble, as obviously like that's part of how the story is built, right? But the thing is, I really like this. It's a good reprieve from the stuff that we've been getting recently with these sorts of tones where like people are mining and going out and finding the world that's dangerous outside or whatever in the underground, digging, blah blah, right? With again Made in Abyss, with Decadence, with like a couple of other series, right? And all these previous series have kind of had this thing where it's like, oh, we need to finish this series or we need to tie this series to a central sort of find what's in the center of the labyrinth world or find the secret of the floating ship or whatever it is, right? All this bullshit. And it's kind of static and it's all based around like, oh, you're secretly in this fucked up state where if you find out about the secret, it'll swallow you forever or whatever it is. And I've honestly been getting pretty tired of that. I'm not gonna lie, and I think that sort of series also, unless it's done very well, unless it's handled very carefully, it ends up being quite mediocre. And I'm glad that this series is much more episodic and much more kind of lighthearted and not just, oh, we're gonna find the terrible mystery at the center of the world or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty nice that it has just a very like it has more of a much weightier sort of like call to action in the beginning, and then after that, it's more of like a much more like lighthearted sort of adventure so far. I kind of appreciate that. I've liked it a lot, especially since I don't know. I think just like the comedy action stuff like that has been been just fun, you know? It hasn't been
Mhm.
it hasn't been bouncing back and forth between like being too heavy and then going back and stuff like that. So I think that's been fun. Audio visuals wise, I think it's been pretty good too.
Right.
Obviously, I think episode 1 had a much stronger opening, as you do, but I think it's kept up pretty well with a lot of the stuff. I think the CG blending for the mech is done pretty good too. I don't think it's definitely better than some. I don't know if I'd say better than, well, yeah, probably better than most too, because they are blended pretty well. Like they don't stand out too much. So that's always nice.
It is satellite though, right? Yeah, satellite. Satellite usually doesn't do poorly in these sorts of things. Yeah, I don't think they do poorly. They also did yeah, they did fucking Symphogear and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, they're not known for doing bad poorly on stuff.
Yeah. So I think so far it's been pretty great. I think it's a very fun series to watch. I don't think that I don't know. I don't know how it would end. I think if just like in 12 episodes they find it or something, fine, whatever, that's cool. Or if they leave it more open ended and whatnot, the adventure goes on. I think that would be fine as well. I just think no, I know the source is a novel, so I'd have to see, but I've just really liked the sort of like pacing of this and pretty much everything we've seen so far, and the character interactions a lot too.
All right. Okay. Pretty good. I guess with that then, that's was Dark's cover of Sakugan. Unless you want to say anything else on the series.
I don't think so, unless anyone else had any like questions or anything like that.
I mean, I'm pretty much agreed with you. It's it's a solid series from Satellite Audiovisual, and the way they kind of panned it out was pretty good. Like it's a good reprieve from the whole like there's a secret at the end of this labyrinth kind of business. But yeah. Anyways, thank you, Dark, for covering Sakugan. I believe that's the shortened term for Sax and Guns. Apparently, it is directed by Satellite, produced by Satellite. Please do check it out if you're a fan of this.
I thought it was Sakuga with an N.
Yeah, that's true. Sakuga. But thank you, Dark. And with that, we're going to move on to, I guess, my series, which is one of the series that got a little bit of attention this season around, which was Tsuki to Laika to Nosferatu. The Moon, Laika, and Blood-Sucking Princess, also localized as Irina, the Vampire Cosmonaut. This is a science fantasy light novel series, a light novel original.
Why does she have to be a vampire?
Yeah, you've got a lot of explaining to do here, pal.
Because vampires are sexy, and that's why it sells a lot of light novels. As you,
I mean, you're not wrong. But
I mean, I'm explaining why the series was made. I'm just saying, he asked me why the series was made, and I told him why the series was made. I'm not wrong, right?
Do vampires get a field power bonus from the moon? Isn't that just werewolves?
True. Unfortunately, not in this series.
And also, again, space is like the worst place for them to be. Fucking UV rays everywhere.
Yeah. I know there's a blood moon, but like, regular moon? I don't think so. Wouldn't they hate it?
Anyways,
tell us about this Vampire Spire. I want to hear.
Yeah. So this was made into anime adaptation by Arvo Animation. Arvo Animation, smaller studio, was known for doing mostly like fan service stuff like Bokuben, or We've Never Learned, or what was Bokutachi wa Benkyo ga Dekinai, or We Can't Study, or whatever that rom-com series was. It was okay at the beginning, and then it kind of just fizzled out. Right, is what I remember.
But the ending was great. Was better than the quintet's ending.
I mean, that's a very low bar. That's a very low bar.
Spire, it did what no other series would do. It still hasn't done it. Yeah, no other series has done up to this point. Parallel worlds.
That's true. I apologize.
Remember?
No, I remember the ending, Toast.
Each girl got their own ending. I was like, damn, revolutionary. Why hasn't anyone done this?
Wait, Orihimo also technically gave each girl its own ending, right? Because they literally like went to doing like a manga / like anime / like visual novel for like everything, each of the endings, right? So
yeah, but not in the main series. The main
not
series
in the canon, I guess.
Yeah, the real
deal. Yeah. Anyways, they also did Monster Girl Doctor, Monster Musume no Oishisa.
I like that one
With Lamia, yeah. So the audio visuals in this one were pretty similar. Not that many frames, but the drawings, the art was pretty decently done. Voice actors, actresses, audio, OP ending was average, nothing big. BGM was not very noticeable.
No big name voice actors?
Voice actors and actresses, Hayashibara Megumi doing Irina, Hayashibara Megumi, Uchiyama Koki. By the way, Uchiyama Koki also does an important role in Nier's next series. So, he's eating good this season. And Hino Satoshi, known for doing like kind of like side, like nephew, cousin, sidekick roles. Komatsu Mikako, who's Terasoma Masaki. I believe Terasoma Masaki does Jubei in Blaze Blue. I forget. That might be a different person. Inoue Kikuko, Ogata Kenichi Mao. Terasoma Masaki. I might be mistaken. Oh yeah, no, it is Jubei. Okay, my memory is not terrible. All right.
Who?
Sorry?
Who?
Jubei who? What?
That sounds like
a
DLC character or something that's really bad. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't play those sorts of characters. Yeah, that's true. I apologize. I forget I said anything. Anyways, the series itself is very standard. I'll just kind of quickly go over what's happening in plus themes. It's set in sort of a fake. I mean, it's essentially U.S. Cold War space race. In plus like accelerated timeline, except like all of the names are different. The U.S. is essentially the United Kingdom of Arnak, and they're kind of portrayed as more of like the bad guys in a sense, and
like real life.
Yeah, just like real life. And the Zernitra Union is obviously the USSR, and they're sort of where the protagonist and everybody is, and they're sort of portrayed as sort of the more strict but yet better people, I guess.
Damn.
Question mark.
Based?
Yeah, and they're all again doing the space race. The Zernitra Union, aka not USSR, is slightly ahead, and it starts out where the MC, the main trainee or the main astronaut, plus the vampire, kind of trains in order to kind of get their space testing or to do space testing or to get on a space vessel to head to the moon, right? But all along the way, obviously, Irina, the vampire, being new and also being a vampire, faced a bunch of challenges. She's afraid of heights. She handles some tests not very well, so on and so forth.
She can't fly? What are her vampiric powers?
She doesn't really have like much of vampiric powers. It's just that she's just a vampire, and she doesn't even need to drink blood. It's just that apparently she enjoys it. Which obviously it's like a lead into like fan service scenes, right? Like it's a lead into fan service scenes.
So she's just like a mutant.
What do you mean?
Like she doesn't have powers.
Yeah.
But she can just like extract nutrients from blood.
So that's a spoiler for later. So spoiler alert. What happens is that she becomes a little bit sick. For XYZ reasons, and she
Sick of what?
heals
Sick of
by
blood?
sucking the MC's blood, by sucking the main character's
Yeah.
blood.
Okay.
And
Is
you know,
blood
there's
special?
a very short scene, like fan
Is it-
service scene, where it's like she's like, oh, is it okay? She blushes and then she sucks the blood, and then it's like, oh my god, and literally there's like shining light like surrounding her. It's like, oh my god, and it's like boom, the world becomes all shiny and bright because she's sucking the MC's blood, and you know, it's a
And
sexy
he's
Yeah,
scene.
passing
yeah,
out,
okay,
so he's
but,
seeing stars.
No,
But
no,
how-
she's seeing stars. She's seeing stars
Oh,
because
okay.
it's so great.
Oh, I
She's like-
guess. So she's
it-
seeing stars
So
because
she's getting
she's a
fucking
cosmonaut.
high.
Yeah, she's orgasming essentially. Is how this works.
So that's
But,
that's why she's a space vampire, because she sees stars when sucking blood.
yeah, that would be pretty cool, funny if that was the case. But
See that
yeah,
without killing people.
yeah.
So
So
here's a question that I've always thought of:
yes.
does it matter where vampires suck their blood from? Because you know,
I don't
No,
think
usually,
so. It's
usually
just the
it
fact
doesn't.
that, you know,
In
they
lore,
go
it
for the
usually doesn't.
carotid because it's fucking.
yeah, there's usually the
Because
neck
there's usually
way.
easier blood flow. Yeah,
or the
blood
wrist,
flow.
but why not the wiener?
I wonder.
Yeah, I wonder why the MC wasn't like, why don't you just
It's like
Let me just take this off.
why don't you
Pretty
just
sure,
bite my
pretty sure
dick
that
off?
happens
Why
in
don't
like
you
one of
just
the
do that?
fucking
It's-
Blade movies, doesn't it? Like,
Forget.
Probably.
because you know it gets engorged down there, right? When and filled with blood. So why not suck it from there if you want lots of blood quickly? There's also
So
there's also
I mean,
lots
I don't think
of
that blood
vessels.
flow would continue. The thing.
yeah, I think once you
I think once you start having
once
dick,
you have
like,
something
ripped
puncture
off,
it,
I don't think you're gonna have much
yeah.
of have much of an erection anymore.
Coincidentally,
Call me
there's also blood vessels in the butthole. Why do you think you get drunk fast when you pour? When
Yeah,
think- you
pour
think-
food down
you
your
this is a
think-
butthole?
new movie idea. new
Yeah.
You think-
yeah,
you think
ass
Japan-
eating vampire.
yeah, ass eating vampires.
No, don't eat my ass. No.
you think you think Japan's gonna or there's gonna be like a web novel? There's gonna be a Shoutouts author that's gonna release a
Yeah, I was
Story-
reincarnated into a world where
No,
I was
no, no,
an
no, no,
ass-eating
no. You
vampire.
know how there's you know how there's like a bunch of manga about like hemorrhoids, stuff like that. You think there's gonna be a
I don't.
fucking
I
web
didn't
novel?
know that, but you.
The hemorrhoid vampire?
No, yeah, no. Where they talk about like there's like the series of, there's like at least 2 series to talk about like hemorrhoid
there's,
people. Yeah,
There's one that's quite popular that I
yeah,
It's like
Uh,
it's like something my ass, right?
yeah. Well, it's obviously something my ass. Like,
It's like oh my ass or something.
What?
I know
yeah,
what you're talking about.
but yeah, it would be. I bet within a couple of years, there's gonna be like a story where it's like vamp or like a scene in like an isekai or a harem or whatever, where it's like the vampire has to suck the hemorrhoid blood out or some shit like that.
Man,
I mean,
we gotta get on
some-
that. We gotta write.
in some
Yeah, we-
popular adaptations, vampires have some sort of proboscis, or let them suck
Uh,
blood from afar. So you know, just take it up the
Just
butthole.
saying, yeah, just like a straw, yeah. Anyways,
What were we talking about?
So the
Vampires.
couple, so the overall sort of themes that are generally going on in the themes or like general plot arcs that are going on in this series are there are about 3 or 4 of them. One is this sort of general statecraft, kind of showing the whole like
Of course.
people being like, no, we need to safely send these astronauts into space. We can't be just crude with the experiments. We can't just treat them like test subjects. And obviously the higher ups being like, no, we need to just send them into space just to
No,
beat the
we need to-
non-USA people.
We
Yeah.
need to find a vampire and shoot them into space.
Yeah, exactly. Shoot them in a cannon into space. But yeah, it's like we can't afford to be safe. There's not enough time. We need to beat the USA. I mean, not USA.
There's no time. Thank God we have this vampire here.
Yeah, exactly. If anything happens, if the rockets go somewhere else, we need to blow it up so it doesn't fall into the U.S. And the whole like statecraft thing. And obviously, that's not very well done because Japanese authors aren't very smart with these things, so they write it very crudely. So the statecraft part is not very well done. There is the part where obviously the growing sort of friendship and romance between the main guy and vampire. That's pretty standard. There's like bits and pieces of it. It's not like all the time, but it's pretty obvious. That's like one plot they're gonna try to go in on. There's another one where they're kind of like talking about, why are you going so far for your dreams, right? right? Like, why are you training this much for your dreams? And, even despite all the racism against vampires and stuff like that, why are you trying so hard? So there's a whole, like, trying to be determined for your aspirations. Like, what are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to risk your life? All that bullshit, right? That's also pretty standard. It's not super well done, but it's pretty level 1, right? And then the final one, and this is the one, again, I want to kind of expound on, is the racism, right? It's a discrimination. It's like, oh, you're a vampire, so it's like you're going to face all this, discrimination. And it's like, we can't trust you. We might just blow you up. It's like, what if we have to put a self-destruct device into this rocket that you're going to ride, because if it gets into U.S. hands, I mean, not
self-destruct device to do that, but all right.
Yeah, it's like if we have to blow the rocket up to prevent it from getting into U.S. hands, then we'll do so. And
what does that have to do with her being a vampire?
No, because the whole theme is like, we don't care if she dies in the self-destruct rocket, because she's a vampire. She's of less value than like.
But would they give a flying fuck if like someone else was in it anyway? You're like, we don't.
They'd be a little bit sadder.
Yeah, they'd be sad about it. They would
shed
shed a tear when they
the other guy would get a medal. The vampire.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing. It's like, oh, she's a vampire, so it doesn't matter if she blows up in the rocket. Blah blah blah, all that stuff, right?
But is that supposed to be an allegory of how the USSR treated dogs and monkeys into space? So
I don't know if it's an allegory. No. I think it's just like straight, like, oh, this is how.
So wait, does she burn in sunlight or not?
It's literally just the standard.
No, she doesn't burn in sunlight.
Oh, that's fucking stupid.
So she's a daywalker. Then what's the point of using her?
Because discrimination, bro.
Because you have to have the very fucking shitty generic discrimination.
Why
vampires? Look,
vampires are fucking hot.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Literally it.
Fucking Deer stole what I was gonna say right up. There are two reasons, and two reasons only, as to why vampires were used in this series. One, it creates an easy method of discrimination, although not that easy method of discrimination, because vampires are pretty sexy. Like, I don't know if I would discriminate against a vampire.
You're saying like these vampires don't even have like superpowers or anything. Like, they're not like.
Yeah, I know. They're just like sexy. Like, they're just sexy. Like, why?
Yeah, like I feel like if you want to do like the whole mistrust of vampires thing.
Oh no. The reason. Oh, there was a reason. So the reason was like, I think they were made. There was like a like in the timeline, in this universe's timeline, during the Black Plague, like during the medieval age, apparently vampires were made. Vampires were blamed for the Black Plague. Essentially, that's why the vampires are hated.
That was kind of a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't make the slide novel, okay?
It takes place in Russia, right?
I feel like by the time of the Cold War,
they wouldn't care.
Be like something said about like the Crusades.
Yeah, I feel like the Black Plague would not be something that people would be like, yeah, that was your fault. Like, what? What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like I hate all of Mongolia because of Genghis Khan. Sorry, that's just a thing that happens.
True.
But yeah, there are exactly two and only two reasons as to why vampires are used in this light novel. One is because it isolates it obviously for discrimination, and two, because they're sexy, and it creates sexy scenes with the main character, because what's sexier than having a cute girl suck cutely on wherever body part, right?
Yeah, but you never said how hot that scene was. Like, was it hot? Was it like really hot? I gotta know.
So to answer your question, hey Dark, no laughing. Okay, this is a very serious discussion. Okay, so to answer your question, it was getting pretty sexy until, like, I'm not even kidding. So she was like really sick, like she was hospitalized. Like, this was a scene, right? She was in the hospital, and the MC was like, no. If you want to live, if you want to get on that, rocket, you got to suck my blood or whatever it is, right?
No, I won't suck your blood. No.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, and it happened. So the sexy scene went on for like 2 seconds, and then literally she her eyes open and it's like, like the light just like came out of her body, and like it was literally like a
The way
scene
you
where
said that was really scary. Like, what do you
the
mean?
two of them,
Like,
Yeah, she shot like a fucking laser.
Yeah,
it wasn't. No,
yeah,
it was,
her
it was
eyes,
not
her
right.
eyes and
Like,
mouth
her
and
eyes open.
gape
No,
fucking
it
just
was,
start
it
bleeding light. Like,
no, it was her eyes didn't start shooting light. It was like her, like she. How do I describe this? It was like the background. You know how it's like when you're in anime, when people are like thinking of something like super epic or like in deep thought, like they have this thing where it's like their background turns into like the Milky Way, like it's just them, but like
Damn,
green
she
screen
became
into the
Galaxy
cosmos.
Brain, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like something like light shines in her background, and she and the MC goes into this isolated background, and the background is like the Milky Way. It's
Yeah,
like that's
did they
literally what
start?
happened.
Did they start floating too?
Yeah, they started floating, and it's like
Oh, of course.
they like kind of quote unquote like quasi pseudo rotoscoped like them like in the Milky Way, and then boom, the lights shine, and then she was healthy. That's how that works,
And then they
right?
were blasted to smithereens by cosmic radiation.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
So it's not that hot then.
yeah, the issue was it was getting hot, and then it was cut off by the cosmic wonders of sucking blood.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna watch it then.
yeah, I apologize. It lost a lot of value.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So what you're saying is that the scene in fucking that series I even watched, whatever that series I
Muted?
watched was hotter.
yeah,
Fucking
but yeah,
the one with the vampire bands.
oh, the fucking I know what you're talking about, but I keep
That
forgetting.
had a couple pretty hot and heavy scenes.
Uh-huh.
But I just wanted to go back to like the racism bit or the discrimination bit.
Yeah, you would. You would.
Of course you
You
would.
fucking
I just want to go
racist,
back to
yeah.
being racist real quick. Don't worry
I'd
about
like to go
that.
back to the racism, please.
But yeah, I just wanted to expound on this. I feel like it's kind of disappointing actually to me that 86, like people legitimately think it's a good series. It actually is a little bit disappointing to me, especially considering that like people are always like, Japan should be more sensitive about what's going on. They should be talking a little bit more about gender equality or, being diverse or whatever. And then they pick the first thing that talks about, race in the most like green eggs and ham,
Cartoonish, yeah.
cartoonish way. And they're like, this is such a good series. Oh my God. We got to give this season 2. Yeah. And honestly, this is very much the same way where a lot of the vampire discrimination, like, yeah, in your lore, quote unquote, you have them because vampires were blamed for the Black Plague or whatever the fuck. But then pretty much all of the discrimination is always like,
I spit in your direction.
yeah, exactly. It's like the lab director comes out and it's like, this test failed because of this filth that was inside the testing, device. You just get rid of them. Fucking filth, dirty, disgusting, blah 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 blah. And it's like, can we, like, this is such green eggs and ham style. Like, can we just? I don't know. It's so stupid. I just feel like Japan. Well, I shouldn't say Japan as a whole, but it's like right now, a lot of it seems inevitable that a lot of the people writing these light novels and web novels on Shousetsu and kind of spitting it out have very elementary literary experience as is. And obviously that counts for their experience in a lot of other fields as well. And it's kind of showing up where, their knowledge of the world at large is just showing up in these themes that they're trying to cover, right? They're trying to cover racism when they just don't have an idea of what they they don't even have a grasp of like the R in racism. Let's just like they don't have enough race. Like I have more like understanding of how discrimination works in real life on the fucking like fingernail of my pinky than these authors do. It's disappointing, honestly. And to make an entire sort of major theme of your light novel based around something that you don't understand very well, if at all, really, is honestly kind of maddening, and it's just a kind of mediocre series at best. I'm not even angry at this because it's like at this point where I'm just disappointed. I'm just like, ugh, really? Like, come on, just give it a better try. Thing. So
I don't
that's
know.
sort of what
At
I.
this point, it's almost like expected. Like,
Yeah.
I can't really remember a series like that actually treated like discrimination with any sort of real nuance.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Like
like
it's
like
always
had an example where it's like you were like, yeah, this is sort of how I would see some examples in real life. Like not like the
yeah,
extreme examples, but like a general, like an average example in real life where like
yeah,
people were being
like
racist.
you know, it, it's never like um somebody like crossing the street in order
Mhm.
to not walk past somebody, right? Which is something that happens in real life still, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um,
Or
but
even
it's
like
always
or even
stuff that
like
like
when people talk about like microaggressions, for example, right? It does sound like a lot of times it is used sometimes in silly context, but like in a lot of times microaggressions and stuff like that are a real thing where people kind of almost subconsciously just like act racist towards people, right? And it's not like a very like, oh, I am spitting in your direction,
yeah,
walking away from you, because it's like very real things that people don't think they're racist or like might not even might think themselves to be objective, but they're actually being racist. You know what I mean?
yeah, but it's always like characters in a series that's like where like racial discrimination is one of its like themes. It always seems like everybody that isn't like one of the uh you know minorities in one of these series, whether they be vampires or people with dark hair like in fucking Valkyria Chronicles,
Mhm.
um like it seems like whenever a character isn't one of these like minority groups,
Mhm.
they always walk around with like spare tomatoes to throw at like
Yeah, exactly. They're
it's
always
like
just
no, like people don't do that. People don't behave like that. And especially in a series where you're like, yeah, people don't trust vampires because of the Black Plague. By the way, we're in the fucking Cold War era. It's
yeah, exactly.
like get real.
You know how Leonardo DiCaprio like voiced or sorry acted out that the racist slave trader in like Django Unchained.
Yeah.
It's like Japanese people do like a worse version of that for like every racist person ever in their anime series, and it's like that's not really how racism works on average.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, overall it was pretty disappointing. The statecraft was not very good. The love and the friendship, the relationship between the two characters was pretty average slash mediocre. The whole like, oh, we got to chase dreams no matter what, blah blah. That talk was not very good. And of course, again, the racism slash discrimination was not done very well by the author. So overall, the story was pretty bad. I don't know what else to say. It had a bunch of themes that, like, on face, it could go okay. It could have been okay, but I mean, the author was just too blinded by trying to cover major themes that he didn't understand very well, and also having sexy vampires, which I do empathize with him, but unfortunately, I can not sympathize with them. So,
Is she sexy though? She looks kind of average.
It's a
um,
vampire.
it's vampires. Vampires are always sexy,
No, they're
especially when
not.
they suck your
Yeah.
blood.
There's been
You're
some
fucking
ugly ass
wrong if you think
vampires.
otherwise. Just
Yeah, vampires are
cute,
always
dude.
sexy, sir. Especially when they do the cosplay vampire ASMR, dude. They're always sexy.
She does have a
Uh,
cute design.
How
and
can
she's voiced by Hayashibara Megumi.
I
who's,
always wondered how vampires don't have a lisp if they have those pointed teeth.
I mean,
They
there
be
are
biting
plenty
their
of
tongue.
people with
I've seen
fangs that
vampires
don't have lists, though,
elongate
right?
their tongues or elongate their teeth, and I'm like, that's cool. They retract.
why would you have a
Isn't
lisp?
isn't a lisp from like your tongue is too long though?
Do you think vampires bite their own tongue?
I thought a lisp was just like a general speech impediment.
I don't know.
Anyways,
So you're saying the story would be better written if the author lived in the USSR, huh?
In the USSR, I don't think they would know about racism anymore if they lived in the USSR. But again, I don't honestly know what Japanese authors or fan fiction Shoutouts people can really do to better have a better idea of like racism or discrimination or classism kind of stuff at this point. But I think I don't know. It's just like
Just look at
I
the
mean,
United States.
you just look at it's kind of hard to easily kind of get that experience until you've lived it, and even when you say until if you've lived it is obviously not easy by itself. But I think I don't know. It's very hard. You do have to kind of live it, but I feel like if you don't live it, you might as well kind of you have to do research. It's really disappointing that like people are kind of just again consolidating it down to oh your X race, ick, that's disgusting. Get this filth off, and then the good guys are all just like yeah. You're okay. Everybody should be equal. We should just, and it's like that's not how the race discussion is. It's just not.
So which one of us is most qualified to talk about racism?
I don't know what.
Well,
I don't exactly know what that means.
Personally,
You have to qualify.
I would say
obviously dark.
But yeah,
as a grand supporter of the idea.
Grand being a very careful,
grand being a very, very specifically
carefully
selected term.
But yeah,
But I don't know. I heard there's some ongoing feud between Korea and Japan that happened since like 1800s. What is it called again?
Yeah, what's up with that? What's going on there?
I think
Why don't you guys just get along?
I think the argument is one thing, but there's been a lot of conflicts. But anyways, I want to finish up by saying, overall it's pretty mediocre. It could have gone okay, but unfortunately, the knowledge of the Japanese author was very limited. So,
what's your rating?
9 out of 10.
4, but only it
what?
wasn't a 3 because the extra point was for the sexy vampire. But
4 out
that's
of
about
5?
it. Yeah, no, 4. What the fuck? No, 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10, of course.
That's
But
lame.
anyways.
So,
So, anyways, moving on. That was my review of. Sorry, that's my review of Tsuki to Laika to Nosferatu, or also known as Irina, Vampire Cosmonaut.
So why does she want to go into space though? Like
she wants to. Her family was killed in World War II, and I don't know why that's part of it, but she's just like she's determined to be like the first vampire to go to the moon. Really,
can vampires live on the? Do vampires live on the moon?
No, they
No,
turn to
she
stone
wants to
when
go-
they get sent to space, dude.
There's the moon
Haven't you
cell. There's
seen
archetype Earth.
JoJo?
He wasn't a vampire though.
What? What's his name is
No.
absolutely a fucking vampire.
No, he wasn't. He eats vampires.
I mean,
He's
they're
a pillar
like
man.
progenitor vampires.
Guess.
anyways, I do want to stop my discussion because that's pretty much all I had. But yeah, that was pretty much it for my review of Irina, Vampire Cosmonaut, satellite anime adaptation by Satellite, light novel original. And with that, we'll go on to Nier. What do you have for us, sir?
Howie. So I watched I would say probably the biggest series this season, second to like Komi-san, probably.
Yeah, in terms of like the money that's been stuffed into it.
Yeah.
I think in terms of the money that's been stuffed into it, this is probably the
money.
biggest series.
Yeah, I think that in terms of money, this is probably the biggest one.
Bandai Namco, Bamco, Dina, and as well as the anime itself is being done as a collaboration betwin Map by Madhouse. It's pretty hard to beat.
But yeah, I think in terms of like, viewership, popularity, I feel like Komi-san's probably got this one beat.
Yeah, Komi-san is hard to beat.
Yeah, I watched Takt Op Destiny or
Mhm.
Takt Opus Destiny.
Mhm.
I don't fucking know. But this is a again, this is a Madhouse Mappa collaboration project. It is a multimedia project. So it's got a mobile game attached to it, of course.
Yeah, the mobile game is the main thing.
Yeah. And it's pretty mid. I'm gonna say hot take. Pretty mid.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the hot take part is obvious, but
Yeah.
I don't know about it being a hot take. Let's say, like, when was the fucking last time a mobile game, anime adaptation for a mobile game had a good story? Like visuals aside, what was the
Princess Connect.
Fate Grand Order Babylonia.
Oh,
Yep.
Checkmate. Shit.
I apologize, but yeah, wasn't Rage of Bomb supposed to be okay?
This first season was good. Yes.
Yeah. But beyond that, it was like, for the most part, like, it's like you should trust them. But yeah, anyways, this had a lot of money. Do you want me to go over the specs real quick? I'll just again, Madhouse collaboration, Shamakoki, Kaide Hondo, Hino Satoshi. Again, these people are all eating pretty well. Koki Uchiyama, Satoshi, Hino Satoshi.
Why is this art? Why is this art kind of looking like Fate Extra Last Encore?
I don't know what you mean. Unless you literally just see rose petals and you think
I do.
Fate Extra.
Yeah, I do.
That's
oh
on
my
you.
God. And then a bunch of A-list voice actresses for the music arts. The music arts, Itomiku, Ueda Reina, Usaka, Usaka Sumire, and Minase Inori, right?
Yep,
But
yep.
I can talk about the references after you covered the story and everything and the characters. But you want to talk about the story and stuff like that? Yes, story, audio visuals, and then references. So let's start with the story.
So the story is what is it? The year is like 2047 or some shit. And essentially the brief history lesson you get at the beginning is that at some point in the past, probably sometime around this year, I would assume probably in the mobile game they say which year it is, but I don't think they say which year it is in the anime. But at some point in the series' history, weird, funny rocks rain down from space.
From the
and
vampires?
They had funny magical powers. And humanity studied the funny magical rocks. And then later on, some more rocks came from space, but these ones were black.
What's the difference?
And they had
that means they're bad. That means they're bad.
That
right?
means they're bad. They had monsters in them, and the monsters fucked humanity up apparently. And then I guess from the other funny magical rocks that came earlier, humanity made these funny creatures called the music arts, which are just so coincidentally all pretty girls with funny designs.
Bro, if your like spirit that helps you, if your battle spirit isn't a cute girl, why even live?
Yeah,
That's,
really.
So wait, they made the rocks into girls?
Basically.
Nice.
So the music arts are like basically magical girls, but with a twist. They're awoken by music, you see. And
the problem, can I also talk about this? They don't actually play that much music, like specific music in the series, which is kind of a disappointment. You know what I mean? It's like I feel
really
like they could play a little bit more music, like in the series.
Because like
even Idol series play more music than this series plays music, and this series is a fucking music series.
So, but yeah, after the funny monsters got, I guess, driven back by these magical girls, there was a peace for a little bit, and then I guess the year is like 2040. What is it? 2047. Yeah,
Yes.
and then I guess like 10 years ago in this series, the main character's dad, who was a like world famous maestro or whatever composer,
Mhm.
he got killed. He got absolutely ass blasted by a monster. And then after that, uh, this weird organization that I guess is the organization that created the funny magical girls, they banned music. They said no playing music. You can't play music anymore because it pisses the monsters off. And that's basically the state of the world. And then the basics like premise is that our main character, who's named Takt, for reasons, he's a pianist. He really loves the piano, like a
Inspire,
lot.
rate his pianist powers.
It's basically the only thing he cares about in life. But yeah, his like I guess friend got fucking dabbed on by a monster, and then she had a funny rock around her neck as a necklace, and then she became one of the magical girls. But apparently that's not supposed to happen. Apparently it's supposed to be a like a process that you go through. It's not supposed to happen all at once or whatever. So
Yeah.
she's in like an unstable state, and the
She
basic
doesn't have
premise
her memory.
is to get her into a more stable state, they have to go across the entire United States and get to New York, which is, I guess, where the Symphonica headquarters are. And apparently,
Yeah, New York Symphonica. Yeah.
They can help her get it into a state where she doesn't, like, I guess, melt or something. They
And
haven't really,
obviously the memories thing, right? The memory.
well, they haven't really stated whether the memories will come back or not.
But I mean, it's
assuming-
obvious that that's going to be related,
Assuming
right?
they probably will.
Yeah.
But like they haven't really said what like the I guess like what the fail state is for like not getting to New York. Like
Yeah. That's true.
because so like the series, like talking about the series story is kind of annoying because the series is very quickly like the fact that it's a mobile game catches up to it very very fast because they have to lay down a lot of ground rules for like how a lot of this stuff works. The main character is this girl's conductor, and basically whenever she goes into battle mode, he loses his right arm for some reason. I don't know why. They haven't explained that at all. And he gets a funny conductor's wand, and then he essentially like directs her in battle.
So his
Um,
arm is the tack now.
I don't know what the arm thing is. Like I'm guessing, like, because when she like got awoken or whatever as like the magical girl, the like spirit that came out of her like essentially bit off his arm. So I guess that's like the price of the contract or whatever. But like they haven't explained that at all. They're kind of just like going with it. But yeah, his arm disappears. She gets a fancy red dress, and then she gets a cool sword that turns into a fucking laser gun. But like in battle, I guess because she's in this weird unstable state, she like drains his life force.
As you do.
And like as I guess the battle drags on, he gets like this big red scar uh that comes out of his like where his arm is supposed to be. Um but they really haven't like made that out to be any sort of threat. They haven't said that like
I
you know,
mean,
oh, if you
the
get into
general
too many
story isn't
battles,
really.
yeah, it's just like I don't know. There's a lot
I don't
going
know.
on here.
There's not
But
much to it.
they really haven't expanded on anything. Which is again why you said like the fact that this is a mobile game story really catches up to it like really quick.
You know what my guess is? My guess is it's just gonna be a semi-episodic, like mini arc until it gets to um episode 10, 11, where they're gonna be in a crisis in the New York Symphonica or whatever, blah blah blah, and they're gonna face the biggest crisis of their lives. And in the middle of it, they're going to have more motivation because the MT is suddenly going to find out, like, oh, if this all works, maybe I can also get Cosette's memories back or whatever it is, and everything's going to appear. And then at the end of it, they're going to be in the middle of a big shining pillar of light, and the MC and the music art are going to look at each other, and the music art Destiny is going to get her memories back and call him Oni-chan or whatever. Blah 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 blah. And in episode 12 is all going to be fine, right? And it's that's pretty much
wow.
Yeah, that's pretty much like we weren't born yesterday, right? We both know how this ends, kind of deal.
Yeah.
But
how does it end? Does he become the ultimate Takt?
He probably
his name is Takt, but yeah,
he probably, like, after the rubble settles, he probably like eats like American breakfast, with his sister, who's
and he plays on the piano. And he
who's still in her like music art like pink hair form because her powers like changed her for permanently or whatever, but she still now has her memories or whatever. So she'll probably like be wearing normal clothes, but she'll probably have like the music art symbols or the pink hair or whatever, right? Just to show that like everything's changed now, blah blah. But then it'll all be playing happily or something.
What if all the rock girls?
Sorry, Prince of the Universe in chat says it's not his sister. It's I apologize. Yeah, but she's gonna call him like Oni-chan or whatever, anyways, because the whole
So you're saying what if it happens at the end of the series is that all the rock girls come together to become one giant rock girl?
They become one giant rock girl,
and then they go into space to find a new planet.
What?
Just like in Darling in the Franxx.
It doesn't Darling in the Franxx doesn't it just become doesn't she become like it's not that
spaceship, dude.
Yeah, she becomes like a big
she becomes a giant fucking spaceship. And then they like explode or whatever, and then they fucking reincarnate 2 billion years later when, like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
In like a fucking white space.
Yeah. Anyway,
Spire, you still haven't told us what a Takt is.
Takto, I think it's a Japanese word that's borrowed from a German term for like tempo or whatever, but it also in Japanese it can also mean baton specifically, although it's again a very Japanese specific word borrowed from German.
Then tell us about the funny symbol that's after the Takt in this picture. I've seen that funny symbol before.
Probably just whatever. Oh wait, that one? It's just fucking. It's supposed to show beginning of a bar, or essentially beginning of a bar, like where things repeat essentially. Like if you have like a coda or something like that, or like repeat.
So you're saying this will be You're saying this plot will be repeated throughout eternity until someone breaks the cycle?
I hope not, because that would be worse than hell itself.
I mean, it is a mobile game, so Toast is entirely wrong.
That is true. What about the audio visuals?
What the heck?
The audio visuals, honestly, like, if I could interrupt first, like, if I could get ahead of you, in my opinion, like, it's obviously not like it's not like Bell levels, like the recent movie, right?
No,
it's not like Bell levels.
It is not a movie.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I saw it, I felt like I want to tell my children that like this was the level of anime in the 2020s. You know what I mean? It's like
how many episodes have you watched?
I've watched like one. I've watched 1, 2, 3, and then like skipped to 6. I think that's how that works.
What?
Did you watch the episode with the fucking Valkyrie chick?
Oh no, I haven't.
Okay. Because the animation in the episode's not so bad. But
oh shit. I missed like just the ones where they like skimmed it and shit.
Yeah. Um,
Okay.
You skipped half the series, Spire. You had a 50-50 chance of getting a good episode, and you
That
missed.
is true.
yeah, you won on all of them.
Or I
But
missed. I won. Yeah, exactly. That's
but yeah, so in my opinion, the audio visuals of this series are uh for a collaboration of this level, I'd say they're pretty bad.
Oh, you mean like compared to like how much money they actually put in, right?
Yeah,
That is true.
because Madhouse and Mappa like collaboration is kind of like, I mean, Mappa
You expect it to
recently,
reach like UFO table like OVA levels.
Mappa recently has been on the up and up, right?
Yeah.
They have been making like insane strides
Yes.
lately.
Yes,
Um, largely probably part due and part to some of the recent stories that have come out. But disregarding that, like they've been pumping out some insane shit. And Madhouse, of course, is you know, uh, like the old guard for like
Mhm.
really good animation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so when you hear like Mappa and Madhouse like collaborating, it's like this is gonna look fucking amazing, right?
Yeah.
And
I think in terms of like
for the most part, I think it
yeah.
looks pretty good. Um, but it, I don't know. In my opinion, I think it doesn't really even reach levels of
Regular.
like Mob, like Mob Psycho. You know what I mean? Like I feel
Ah.
like Mob looks better than this series.
Yeah, Mob is a
And
hard level high bar
I
to
mean, yeah, it's a
be
high
better.
bar, but also
This
typically
yeah.
like this is a big deal. Like
Yeah,
when
there's a lot
two
of money
studios
coming in here. Yeah,
collaborate, like
exactly.
there's a lot of
And they're
money
getting
behind
Bamco
it.
money.
Yeah, it's a multimedia project. There's a lot of money behind this. Like there's no real reason for them to skimp out.
Yeah, that's true.
But it doesn't look as good as I thought it was going to. And don't get me wrong, there's some really good animation in this series. The first episode looks really, really good. Battles are really, really nice. There's a lot, and I mean a fucking lot of smears.
Right.
I feel like pretty much half of the fucking battle animations and effects uh in this anime is like smears. It's kind of fucking insane. But it does look good. It's just not up to the level that I was expecting, and later on, it definitely dips pretty hard.
Mhm.
Like I said, the episode with the Valkyrie chick, who, of course, her awakening song was "Flight of the Valkyries," fucking real original, right? But
Yes.
there's some moments that look really fucking scuffed. Uh,
That's really disappointing because the earlier ones were okay, but it's
yeah, like
like
it starts really strong, and obviously one would expect. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like even like God, what's the studio doing? Yeah, Studio Bind doing Mushoku Tensei. This like season 2 this season, right?
mhm.
I feel like the shit they're putting out is like rivaling what this series has,
Yeah.
Um, which is a shame, because I was expecting like for this series to animation wise like reach the fucking moon. But it didn't, which is unfortunate. But I mean, again, it still looks very good. Uh, it is a high bar.
Mhm.
It's just I don't think they met my expectations. But in terms of the soundtrack, I feel like it's kind of a mixed bag. Um,
Mhm.
well, I don't want to say. I say it's mostly good. It's mostly pretty good. I like there. There's I like this. I like the tracks when there's no action going on. You know what I mean? I like
Right.
the slice of life moments. There's some like light jazz in there. Um, there's some more like chilled, uh, like classical stuff. I feel like when there's like fights and stuff going on, a lot of times the music doesn't really suit the mood. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like the sound directors or like the composers or like the writers are kind of like struggling between like having to fit the theme and like saying like, oh, we kind of want to do some weird like symphonic gear or like we cross shit. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
sort of how I feel like.
it's I don't know. There's I forget which episode is it's in, but like there's a scene where like they're fighting a bunch of uh what the fuck are these monsters called again? D2s, right?
D2s, yeah.
They're fighting a bunch of them, and like there's a point where like they're like on the ropes or whatever, uh, and then like the MC has like this plan. He's like, I'm gonna outsmart them, and then they get like their second win or whatever, and then like this fucking butt rock starts playing, and it's just like awful. Like it sounds like shit.
Bro, it's a fucking hype mobile game. You gotta have that sort of
Yeah,
stuff,
it's
okay?
just like this like really weird like guitar riff that doesn't sound good. It doesn't suit any other track that's come before it.
Right.
It's really bizarre. But yeah, that was probably really the only moment like the music genuinely took me out of like the experience where I was like, what the fuck is this?
Mhm.
But for the most part it's pretty alright. Um but yeah, audio visuals, I mean, they're they're good, but I think they should be better
Yeah,
considering this
that is
circumstance.
true. Yeah, there's even like even considering COVID times, I do agree. Like looking back at it, like especially if like the Valkyrie episodes are scuffed, like they should probably have done better. Especially
Yeah,
knowing the reputations of everybody involved,
especially when we're dealing with Mappa, right? Like
Mappa and Madhouse.
yeah, like Mappa, like well, how long ago was that the Chainsaw Man trailer? That was like what, 3-4 months
Okay.
ago?
Mhm.
And that shit looks fucking insane. It's just like
All
uh,
right.
like unreal. Um and there's not really like I'm not really getting that from this, which is kind of what I expected. Um but yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. Um, yeah, it is what it is. Though again, they have code for quote unquote an excuse, but there's a lot of money in here.
Yeah. Um but yeah, I don't know. This series it's really weird cuz uh like I said, I think it started off pretty strong. I think the first episode is a it starts like in the middle of things in midi res. It doesn't really explain to you really what's going on, who these characters are, what their relation is to each other or whatever. Which is fine, right? Considering pretty much all that happens in the first episode is they play a bit of music, they fight a couple monsters, and then they continue on their merry way.
Mhm.
But then episode 2 and 3 are like flashbacks, right? And then uh, it literally never really gets back to where they started in episode 1. So I'm not really sure where episode 1 like takes place really, because after episode 2 and 3, they like start their road trip towards New York, right?
Right.
Um, but they kind of just like it's kind of just continues on from episodes 2 and 3, where like the MC is sort of learning the ropes and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Uh, but in episode 1, it seemed like like he already knew what he was doing, kind of stuff. So I'm not really sure uh where exactly that's supposed to take place. Um, but again, I
Yeah,
think this
I'm not gonna pretend. I don't think either of us gonna pretend to make sense
yeah.
of this.
I think this series is really, really, really held back by being a mobile game.
Yeah,
Because like
sure.
a lot of it really feels like, except for like episode 6. You watched episode 6, right?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
which is probably my favorite episode so far. Funnily enough, Except for like episode 6, I feel like pretty much the entire like structure of the episodes is like introduce this funny new design and then have them like
For
fight some
the gotcha.
monsters.
Yeah, for the gotcha.
Yeah, you introduce a new character which has a funny new design, who's of course another music art, which I'm sure you can collect in game. Give them a bit of
This exact girl.
yeah,
SSR.
give them a bit of character, give them a cool moment to fight a monster, and then you're selling the character, right? Pretty much the entire series so far has followed that formula, where like
Yeah.
they go to some town, they fight a monster, they meet some like new character, or they have somebody mentor them who also has one of these music arts, whatever, right? Um, that fucking the Valkyrie episode that I keep referring to, which I think it's kind of funny that you skipped that one because I feel like it's basically the one that's jam packed with like the most plot, because they introduce like the antagonist basically, or what I assume is going to be the antagonist, which is like this politician dude who has his own music art, who's like she's like fucking evil, and she's also like the only design that I really like in this series. But I assume like the antagonist because uh like they offer them a train ride, and I guess in the train they're like transporting this weird mysterious material, and then because of the material they're transporting, like a bunch of the D2s are attracted to the train or whatever, and they have to fight them off. Um, and then after all is said and done, this big big wig politician dude like offers the main character a position or whatever in like the Symphonica like organization or something. I guess as his lackey or whatever, right? And the MC basically goes like, "Fuck you! I don't like you." And then like the politician dude's like, "I won't forget this." Uh, so I guess that's like this setup for something later on. Whatever. I don't really
Again,
care.
it's not the point. The point is not the plot. Is not the point of this series.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah,
Yep.
I don't know.
You want me to go over the references real quick?
Sure.
So, by the way, so the main person called what is it? Or the main music art called Destiny in the localization, which I can assure you, whoever is officially localizing this, or whoever is doing the subs or official subs or fan subs or whatever it is, are like the laziest people on the face of the planet, because so in Japanese they just call her Unmei, right? Which is the word. But so it's either destiny or fate, and they both are pretty much similar, right? Because she's modeled after Symphony Number 5, which is called the Fate Symphony, which they will know if they open the Wikipedia page for the number. But they call her Destiny anyways. For the localization, it's like, could you guys open up the Wikipedia page at least, please? So that's that reference. Lenny or Leonard is reference to Leonard Bernstein, one of the most famous conductors to come out of in the 20th century, to come out of the New York Philharmonic Orchestra, New York Philharmonic Orchestra. Again, where the inspiration behind New York Symphonica or whatever the company is,
I think it's Symphonica, yeah.
Yeah, Symphonica. New York Philharmonic Orchestra, one of I think the oldest official American orchestra and Philharmonic Orchestra, and obviously one of the most famous. Personally, I think by now Chicago and Boston Symphony Orchestra have a little bit more in the way of accomplishments, but obviously New York Philharmonic Orchestra and its related Metropolitan Orchestra, Metropolitan Opera, are obviously very famous. Felix Schindler, Felix Mendelssohn, Titan, named after Titan Symphony, Mahler, Symphony Number 1. What is it? What else is there? Valkyrie, Ride of the Valkyries.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's pretty much how that goes. A lot of different stuff.
I'm assuming the heaven and hell characters are a reference as well, or are those just like dumb fucking thematic shit?
I think so. I haven't seen the. I skipped over a lot of those, but I have. I don't. I forget. I haven't. I don't. They should probably be referenced to something, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. But there are a lot of sort of name value references to these things. Anything else that you want to cover here? Any last words?
Not really. I mean, it's just mid.
Yeah.
It's not very good. You know, a lot of money is going into this, but fortunately, it is definitely held back by the fact that it's a multimedia project.
Mhm.
Which is kind of a shame. I feel like I don't know. I feel like a lot of multimedia project stuff, it's sort of like, I feel like it tries to play too close to like whatever the mobile game is doing, when I feel like you can kind of do whatever, right? As long as
Right.
you've got the characters and like the general, I guess, setup of like, yeah, here's the girls, they're fighting monsters, and then you kind of can just go wild with that, right? But I feel like they're not really doing anything with this series other than like, yeah, we're kind of on a road trip, but the
Yeah, I
series
mean
doesn't.
the problem is you assume that they want to do stuff with the series when they don't really
Well,
want to do
yeah.
stuff with the series, right?
I mean,
Again, but neither of us were born yesterday, right?
Yeah,
So
I
we know
know.
they don't really want to do anything with the series. They just want to be like, there are cute girls that you can buy in this other media for.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It's just because in episode 6, right? I feel like there's glimmers there of like wanting to do something. You know what I mean? Because like uh the whole underground club of like the old guys, right? That listen to music, you know, stuff like that. I feel like there's cool elements in this world, right? But I don't know, the world outside of like those small moments feels so empty, right? Because literally everything they're going through in this road trip is fucking desert. Like it's
Right.
literally nothing. It's
It's
like
like
empty
I mean
space.
that's pretty like it's not fluorite, but what was that thing where like that recent series or like series a couple of seasons ago where the guy had to like hook up to the girl or something like that, or like the girl hooked up to
Oh,
Oh,
you
fucking
know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah.
The
yeah,
where the
just
guy was like working in like a junk
CG.
place, and
Yeah.
then the girl was like Hatsune Miku or
Yeah,
whatever the
she's
fuck, like
she's basically a fucking amp.
yeah, exactly. And then like he finds out like he has the key to her, whatever it is, blah blah. Or and then the other one, not the other one. What am I saying? But like there's been a lot of. I think it's not just the music stuff. I think it's like a combination of like journey with like somebody else plus like America, like being on like an American setting for some reason. I don't know. Like recently, a lot of Japanese people, who, like authors or like people who are writing these things, keep being like, yeah, well, if it's in America, we might just put in. It's kind of like how Breaking Bad just put like if it's in Mexico, we just put a yellow filter. You know what I mean? It's like the same thing where even for like Apare Raman or whatever, right? It was like they're making Journey in a desert. It's like okay, sure,
Yeah.
I
I mean,
guess.
for Up on Man, I could forgive it a bit more because like everything else was so colorful. Um, you know what I mean? And it was like a racing thing too, so it's like, but I don't know, for this it's just like they're doing the road trip thing, but it doesn't have the road trip feel. It doesn't have like they're doing the music series thing, but it doesn't have a music series feel outside of like, him sometimes playing the piano and then they randomly fucking babble on about how his music is so full of emotion and soul, which is like the same shit we've heard from every fucking music series like ever made, right? But like those moments are few and far between. It doesn't really feel like an action series because like they have those moments where it's like literally just slice of life for entire episodes. And like, I don't know, this series doesn't really feel cohesive. It doesn't really have like an identity. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of uh, it feels aimless. Because like I said, even with their goal of getting to New York, like we're 6 episodes in, and we
Mhm.
haven't even heard like a a fail state or anything. Like there's no real like impending, deadline over their heads to like get to New York within a certain amount of time or anything. It's not like, you know, Cosette or whatever her name is gonna fucking
Right.
explode. Or if she is, they haven't said that.
Right.
Um so like I don't know. It just feels really like aimless. And almost like it doesn't really have a cohesive like
It's
identity to
almost
it.
like they didn't bother giving it aim.
Listen, man.
It's almost like they were like, "Yeah, this has girls, and it's fine, right? I mean, look, this is just an anime approach, so it's whatever, right?"
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I know that, but again, like there are moments where it feels like they want to do more, but then it's like they go like, here's another girl. It's like, what? Okay, sure, what the fuck ever. I don't know. It feels like whoever's like making this series is like sometimes they lift their hand to be like, maybe I'll do something, and then they're like get back in bed and like, maybe tomorrow. You know, it's like I don't know. This kind of sucks.
Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Any last words, Near, or was that it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, if you do want to
What's
check
your
out,
rating?
yeah, what's your Mal score
Like a 5.
out
Out
of
of what?
5? You mean, right?
No.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's better than I thought.
I mean, again, it looks nice. So there's the and like it's a action oriented scene or series, I think. Uh, it seems like it's trying to be that sometimes. Um, so it's got funny flashing lights that look nice in front of your eyes. So there's value, just not very good.
Anyways, thank you, Nier, for covering Takt Opus or Takt OP. Right? Or I guess it is called Takt Opus because that's sort of how you just pronounce the Opus thing. But a Takt Opus, it is a multimedia project, classical music. There's a lot of money into it. Bamco, Dina, Mappa, Madhouse, all pitching in. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out as well as we'd hoped it would, but if you enjoy watching pretty girls fly around and making music references every once in a blue moon, please do check this out.
Oh yeah, and the character designs are done by Lamb, which I forgot to mention.
Yes,
Who's a
yes,
kind of popular artist, I think.
yes.
But yeah, the designs are nice, so there's that.
Yep. And with that, we are going to finally move on to news. And again, I'm going to be going over this very quickly because we do have a lot of news that I do want to cover. So, running right through it. First, I'm going to be speed reading, first time in a long while. Well, I guess not speed reading, just reading a little bit faster. Sega announced on Monday that it's forming a strategic alliance with Microsoft. Through the alliance, Sega aims to produce large-scale global games in a next-generation development environment on Microsoft's Azure cloud platform. So this is Azure, like kind of like Amazon's AWS system. The alliance will allow Sega to move forward with its new quote-unquote super game initiative. So Sega recently had, or not recently, but about a year ago, I believe, it had a stakeholder briefing where it laid out its various sort of profit objectives. And part of it was like in the years upcoming, they would make they were like, we're going to make 3 viral hits and we're going to make a super game. And those are all part of their budget planning. It was like part of their concrete budget planning.
I don't know what they're thinking, where they're like, yeah, our aim is to
our
make
budget
viral,
depends on it. Yeah.
Like our plan is to make viral hits. It's like, guys, that's not how that works. But okay.
If we don't make a super game within the next 5 years, we're gonna die. That's not how that works. But anyways, the alliance will allow Sega to move forward with its new quote-unquote super game initiative for developing new titles with a focus on global, quote-unquote global, online, community, and IP utilization as its sort of keywords. The initiative is part of Sega's mid to long-term strategy. So essentially, the TLDR is Sega is working with Microsoft because Microsoft loves making alliances with like big corporations or like governments and stuff like that, and giving them discounts for these like services, especially with like help in terms of like support systems and stuff like that. And so they're building on cloud because cloud is the big thing. And then Sega is like, we're going to make a super game based on cloud things. So it's probably a bunch of higher ups that don't really know how technology works, and then they're working with Microsoft. Next.
Yeah, well, Sega obliterated PSO2, so they're not doing a good job.
Yeah, they're gonna make a Sonic Gotcha game. Got it. Yeah, good. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is for post. Next, Square Enix released its consolidated financial reports results on Friday for the 6-month period from April 1st to September 30th. The report indicates that overall sales for the company as a whole were lower compared to last year, with 168.9 billion yen, which is around $1.5 billion US net sales, compared to 1.53 billion US dollars from last year. So digital entertainment segment for video games fell overall compared to the same period last year. Sales for HD games and stuff like that were down. However, to nobody's surprise, the MMO category grew compared to last year, from about $185 million US dollars last year to $245 million this year. Square Enix stated monthly paying subscribers for Final Fantasy XIV, quote unquote, rose sharply year over year. Surprise, surprise. So, oh yeah, by the way, Square Enix also discussed in the earnings report that it is entering the NFT market and is thinking of entering into quote-unquote blockchain games, whatever that means. Next piece of news. This is going over some random like court stuff, legal matters. The prosecutors are seeking a 20-month prison sentence for anime studio Ufutable's founder, representative director, and president Hikaru Kondo in the ongoing tax evasion case in Tokyo. So this is part of the Ufutable's ongoing scandals where the higher-ups, I believe Hikaru Kondo, first stole money from an earthquake charity, and then he was also doing some tax evasion stuff. Always very classic stuff to hear. The prosecution claimed on Monday that Kondo, quote-unquote, directed the company to repeatedly commit accounting fraud when profits are high, and initially denied the company's responsibility to pay taxes in good faith. Blah, blah. So, yeah, fuck this guy. And next, the Wall Street Journal reported on Tuesday that the U.S. Justice Department filed a lawsuit on the same day that seeks to block Penguin Random House's upcoming purchase of publishing business Simon & Schuster due to antitrust concerns. The Justice Department said that if the deal went through, Penguin Random House would hold unprecedented control and outsized influence over which books are published in the U.S. and how much authors are paid. The publishers argue that the deal would improve efficiency and make titles more available to both retailers and consumers.
Since when do they care about monopolies?
Yeah. Personally, I hope this does get broken up, but yeah. It might be a little bit iffy, although it's good that the U.S. Justice Department is actually trying to do something about it. Finally, Gigazine and Torrent Freak reported on Thursday that Japanese manga publisher Shueisha has filed a legal application with Google and internet service provider Hurricane Electric to disclose evidence to identify and prosecute another party for copyright infringement. Shueisha is claiming that a number of sites that feature one or more of the following words, and these are a bunch of sites, are connected to the Japanese language pirate website Manga Bank. The Manga Bank website is currently offline with a message saying that it is closed due to quote unquote server maintenance costs. Honestly, this is like a much better like now that Shueisha, Kodansha, Shikakukan, and like everybody else has kind of found a way to sort of more properly chomp down on pirates, although they're still assholes because they're bad at globalizing their stuff. But anyways, in terms of like hunting down pirates, this is like a far cry from before when they were like, we're going to manually chase down
We are
pirates.
going to come to your house and unplug.
We're gonna hire people to get on the computer and manually Google pirate websites to take down. Like instead of doing that, they're just like asking Google and like IPs, like, could you guys like stop these people? Which is obviously a smarter thing to do. Although, they're still assholes for not properly localizing anything or digitalizing stuff yet. But anyways, so that's going on. Some news in terms of general like closings and stuff like that. Gundam stores are closing. Not good. Talent management agency Profit announced on Thursday that it will cease production operations on March 31st, 2022. So Profit is actually a pretty mainstream voice acting agency. Unfortunately, it was it's closing down. But the company's president, Tanimura Makoto, noted in the announcement that the closure is due to the company anticipating that it will, quote unquote, not be able to provide responsible management for its talent stable in the near future. Agency aims to support its voice actors and transitioning to other agencies or going independent between January and March. So it's probably, financial issues, right? So Okamoto Nobuhiko commented on the announcement in his personal blog later in the day, blah, blah. So, the more famous voice actors and actresses are trying to obviously help Profit people to move along. But just saying, like, this is not a small voice acting agency that's shutting down, most likely due to, again, financial concerns. This agency supervises people like Yuki Aoi, Okamoto Nobuhiko, known for stuff like Accelerator, Ishikawa Kaito, Fairu's Eye, Horie Shun, Kito Akari, the person fucking one of the main voice actresses for Kimetsu no Yaiba, Ishikami Shizuka, a bunch of others. So this is a major agency shutting down, and it's kind of scary. You know what I mean? It's literally like if next week, right, we're like, oh, JC Staff's closing down, we'd be like, what? Or like Production IG is closing down. Like that's the level of what it is in voice acting talent agencies. So this closing down is honestly kind of scary. I think this sounds like almost like a tip of the iceberg kind of thing, and it's really scary. I don't know. It's weird. I hope it doesn't. I obviously hope nothing more happens of it. But yeah. Next, entertainment news website Deadline reported on Monday that according to its sources, Julius Avery, who worked on the live-action 2018 Overlord film and Son of Gun, will direct Sony Pictures' planned live-action adaptation of Okuhiroya's Gantz manga. Deadline also reported that Temple Hill is producing the adaptation. He was already in business with Sony Pictures adapting the graphic novel Gantz. Guggenheim stated on Twitter, Mark Guggenheim stated on Twitter on May 2020 regarding an adaptation of the manga. He says, I'm having a lot of fun with it, blah, blah. So for live action adaptation fans everywhere, wait until it comes out. Question mark.
Yeah.
Just like how Cowboy Bebop live action was great. And anyways, Sony Pictures Entertainment announced on Wednesday that Kosuke Ono's The Way of the House Husband, Gokushufudo manga is inspiring a live-action film that will open in early summer 2022. So this is a film after the live-action series that's containing the same actors and actresses as in the live-action series, which is honestly kind of a shame because fuck, I wanted fucking I wanted Suda-Ken to be the main. He was in the spin-off and it was so good. But I wanted him to be in the actual main, like, live action. Fuck. He was so good. God damn it. Put Suda-Ken in the acting role. Next. On some new, like, project stuff. Agematsu Noriyasu, who created Wild Arms and Symphogear, and as well as Elements Garden, who does a lot of composer for stuff like Utano Prince Sama, Symphony stuff like that, and so on. And Ruka, who did lyrics for ID Invaded and Bloom Into You, announced on Tuesday that they are developing a new multimedia project named Technoroid with a planned game, anime, and music. So, oh, by the way, the Lamb, the character designer that Nier praised just now for Takt Opus, Unne, drew the teaser visual picture video below for the project. So they have a lot of talented people working together at the same time. Cyber Agent, like the umbrella company of all umbrella companies, right? Cyber Agent is literally like the people, like the company behind like Abema TV, Games, like everything. Just like the popular stuff that you see recently, a lot of them are like headed by Cyber Agent overall. Cyber Agent, Avex Pictures, and Elements Garden are producing the project. Doga Kobo is going to produce the anime. Wonder Woman and Incorporated will develop the game in the franchise. But yeah, and they're trying to aim for a 22 release. But yeah, there's a lot of money going into this fucking project. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going on. The last piece of non-person news. Usually I do skip the people news, but this last 2 weeks are a little bit chaotic, so I do want to go over them real quickly as well. But Sony Music Entertainment revealed an animated promotional video on Friday for its new VTuber project, Verse N. Is that how we Verse the Power of N or whatever it is? Verse N, right? I'm gonna pronounce it. Boba. It's gonna be like a multimedia story plus like design plus VTuber.
In the PV, they just say verse.
Yeah.
So I think
verse.
the N is cosmetic, you know.
Yeah, like the periods and colons and stuff. Yeah. So Yuki Kamiya is animation director and character designer. Max Celia Inc., who did stuff like Darling with Franks, blah, 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 produced the animated promotional video. And obviously, if you guys can't recognize these character designs by now and who they're from, you should be ashamed of yourselves as anime fans. But Horiguchi Yukiko, who did stuff like K-On!, Nanju, Anadabun no Nijuni, you know, one of KyoAni's arguably most famous designers, period, right? If not the most famous designer, period, right?
Which one are we talking about?
We're on Verse right now.
Still?
So what do you mean still? What do you mean still? Wait, what? What do you mean
just
still?
blacked out from over 2 hours ago when we brought it up for stream.
I thought you were talking about the other VTuber thing already. Okay.
What other VTuber thing?
What do you mean other VTuber thing?
You're not talking about Generation Capricorn?
No, I'm not covering that.
Or the new Niji one? Okay.
No, I'm not covering those. That's not. This is completely different. Like
2 weeks have
scale
gone
kind of
by, so there's a new Nichisan.
They're not covering that sort of shit. But
I like the one with the horns. Who made her?
I think all of them are designed by the K-On! Designer.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of them are designed by Horiguchi Yukiko. Again, arguably the most famous of the KyoAni chief animators, as well as the manga creator Akasaka Aka, famous for Kaguya-sama, Love is War, right? Will also be involved as a character designer. Suga, Rams, Ken, Popman3580 are also character designers, probably popular Twitter artists and stuff like that. So Sony is like putting down the hammer. Like, here, you want fucking VTubers? Here's all the money. Because they also did another sort of like singing-based VTuber project recently, right? Sony Music Entertainment launched auditions for a separate VTuber project called V in July. So this is like their thing where it's like they're pretty much teaching or growing very music-focused VTubers, I believe, from what I read. And this one, Verse, is they're doing something that's like a little bit more story-oriented or something like that, I think. But yeah, Sony is like, you want VTubers? All right, we're bringing down the hammer. Here's all the money. Here is all the fucking money. That is what they're saying right now. So it's going to be interesting to see. Because
what's interesting?
You know what?
Whatever happened to Kaguya Luna?
She's got another channel.
Yes. Anyways, so yeah, this is going to be really interesting because Sony combined with like them working with everybody, them pulling in the K-On fucking artists and being like, yo, make VTuber designs for us and stuff like that. That's gonna be fucking some shit. But yeah,
I like Itsuki. She seems neat. Also, she speaks English. Oh, I can understand her.
Wow.
anyways.
I don't know. I feel like these like really corporate VTubers are. I don't know. I feel like getting involved in that is.
I mean, you feel like it's gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna be like, I mean, it's obviously gonna be a very like you get sucked in and then you get spit out kind of deal.
Yeah,
But I mean, that's always been the danger, quote unquote danger of being in the corporate cog, right? Like,
yeah. Like I'm pretty sure all of these girls are going to get burned. Like,
yeah.
but
I mean, so many people are gonna be like, the moment that none of these people like really go, like if none of these people go viral, they're gonna last for like 1 year and then disappear like magic. That's gonna be it. But yeah, you know, that's always been the danger.
So,
Anyways,
well, with the current oversaturation of VTubers, how long do you think they'll survive? What is their shtick? Are they singing?
it literally just
the V
depends
people,
on-
the V people are singing. The verse people, I don't know what they're doing. I think they're a little bit more like story and like that fake like RPG or whatever thing oriented. But details haven't really been made that clear yet. But again, they're probably not going to last beyond a year.
Yeah, like
unless they go viral.
their shelf life literally is reliant on how many they get, just completely randomly. Like,
Yeah, unless they hire
how-
legitimate like B tier or even like secretly hire A tier voice actresses to like voice them or something like that, it's not going to go. I mean, even if they do hire those actresses,
even if they do hire voice actresses, like there's really like it's completely random as to whether they will like catch a following.
I don't think any voice actress has really made a successful like VTuber focused debut, right? Like they've just been like, I'll have my own voice actress channel and like do stuff and maybe have a little bit of like VTuber stint during the COVID eras, but nobody's had like
Sugita.
Sugita. You mean Ajidus? You mean with Ajidus, right?
Tomokazu Sugita, isn't he a VTuber?
Yeah. If you want to call Ajidus a VTuber, maybe, but I don't think I'm not sure how far he's going to pretend that Ajidus is more than a puppet.
Last I checked, he had 500. What was it?
He has 700 like
700.
Yeah.
Nice.
750,000 or something. Yeah. Like honestly, if like no offense, but if Sugita, like out of all the voice actors in this world, like obviously there are like people that have had more impact than he did in like the Japanese sort of voice acting industry, but like at least within like the global community, if Sugita Tomokazu did not have a fuck ton of subs in the YouTube world, I would have legitimately lost my faith in humanity. I would have been like, if fucking some random motherfucking ASMR girl had more subs than Sugita Tomokazu, I would have lost my faith in humanity. I'm not even kidding. Like I would have been really that day. I would have been really disappointed. Like you know what I mean? But yeah. Anyways, moving on to people.
I have high hopes for. I believe in them.
Yeah.
If Sun Torinomu can make a good career from being for a beverage company, then I believe in them.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Is it that is her, right? The one Sun Torinomu is the beverage one?
Yes, it is. Although I believe that franchise also like branches out to selling other stuff, but I forget exactly.
Yeah. I like her design. She's neat.
Yeah. Anyways, I do have to move on.
I will aspire. I believe in them.
All right, thank you, Toast. I do have to move on to people news. I really do. Okay, I have to move on to people news. So just real quick, again, I usually don't cover it, but I do want to kind of go over it real quick. Oh yeah, there's one funny news where the Mukaishima Metropolitan Police Department charged a woman on Tuesday for breaking copyright law by selling unauthorized cakes based on the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba franchise. So she, if you look at the pictures here, she sold shit like random, like she like copied and pasted like designs, or like she made like random like chibi kind of designs, like rack designs that are based off like obviously Kimetsu no Yaiba, and then she's like happy birthday or whatever. It's really funny. But honestly, come on, like Come on, let her sell. Let the woman sell the cake. Come on now,
Yeah,
like
well,
let
the
the woman
way
sell the
the
cake.
way the Japanese treat copyright is very different.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But I feel like like if you're selling cute cakes, you ain't hurting nobody. Come on, let her sell the cakes.
It's
Anyways.
not about what that is. It's not about the cake spire. Okay, it's not even really about the copyright in totality. It's about Kimetsu no Yaiba. How dare you?
Yeah, that's true.
Think your fucking peasant hands can touch this series?
Especially after Mugen Train, the best movie in history.
You think you can pair up to you can square up to the greatest movie ever made?
Yeah. Anyways,
did the cakes taste good?
Probably.
She apparently sold a fucking
It's
lot.
probably just especially.
Are they gonna go after the
Taste of Demon
bathhouse
Slayer.
with the fucking Nezuko carving? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
A really scary fucking wood carving?
See, that one is like scary enough to be like legally distinct, I think.
Right.
Okay.
Anyways, the three people news I have to mention. One, voice actress and singer Yoshino Nanjo Yoshino, announced during the live stream Flipside announcement special on Sunday that she is quote unquote graduating from the music duo Flipside. This is big. Like Yoshino Nanjo and Flipside have been like an actual era in Flipside. If you don't know, this duo is the one that did the initial only my railgun like certain scientific railgun openings. They did stuff with Gotoku Haite the Combat Butler anime stuff. They did Black Bullets, stuff like that. Just like a lot of classic older stuff. So or I guess by older I mean like 2000s, 2010s, stuff like that. So pretty famous duo, end of an era.
Sparkle and Black Bullet, a classic.
That's true. I forget I accidentally included Black Bullet. But yeah. Anyways.
Oh, so that's kind of scuffed looking.
Yeah. 82-year-old manga creator Tetsuya Chiba announced on a blog post on Wednesday that he started feeling unwell after summer ended this year, and several days ago he admitted himself to a hospital in Tokyo. He stated that he started having abnormalities one after another in his heart valve, coronary artery, and throat. Chiba apologized for any trouble caused, and he said he's steadily healing and plans to fully recover. So this is the manga creator behind Ashita no Joe. So very obviously, it's very unfortunate that he has been hospitalized, and hopefully he has a safe and speedy recovery. Another thing, it's pretty big. Another thing, obviously even bigger, the official website for the singer Hamasaki Ayumi revealed on Sunday that Hamasaki was hospitalized on Sunday in Nagoya after a concert and was diagnosed with anaphylactic shock, which is like allergic kind of reaction kind of thing. But she has now regained consciousness and is gradually stabilizing. So if you guys don't know who Hamasaki Ayumi is, you guys should probably wiki it because pretty much all of Japan knows who she is. She is the best selling Japanese solo artist of all time, period. And she has like pretty much every record in Japan that a musical artist can have. So
Whatever.
It's not that far.
I could do
Where's my
that.
Kirito? But yeah, so
Then Ribbit, name one song of hers.
I mean, hockey. Honestly, I was never a big thing of in J-pop, but
so you can.
He hates it.
Yeah.
You're saying
yes.
Go. Ayumi Hamasaki, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I can name one right off the bat. Where's your answer?
Are you? Which one? Which one is?
If you're a real fan, you'd know 10 songs offhand.
I don't really have something that's like. No, I don't really have anything that's like really, especially since she was before my time. I never had one.
Okay, boomer.
Wait, what do you mean, boomer? I said before my time.
Yeah, that would be Zoomer, dude.
Yeah, Zoomer. Yeah.
You don't know Dearest?
Are you about to mention like the Inuyasha opening or whatever?
I just did.
Yeah.
That's Dearest.
Yeah.
It's also the third ending. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, really?
Because the second ending. Spire.
Okay. Oh, this, yeah. But,
Because the second ending is Fukai Mori.
but yeah, I didn't really, she's like before my time, so I never really listened to her stuff. But anyways, again, very unfortunate things happening in Japan these past 2 weeks. And with that, we are going to move on to our shoutouts and callouts. So everybody gets one shout out, one call out. And the shout out can be any one thing that you're praising, giving 5 out of 5, whatever. And it can be any person, place, or thing. And the call out is the exact opposite, 0 out of 5, something that you want to rant about, something that you're angry, you want to stomp to dust. And again, it can be any one person, place, or thing. And we will start off with Nier. What is your shout out and call out?
I don't fucking know.
You want somebody else to go? What's happening here?
I had one, and then I think my mind just went fucking blank. But yeah, I don't know. Somebody else go.
All right, Toast, shout
See if
out
I can
call,
think of
please.
something.
What? How dare you cut off Nier? Nier, continue.
What? No.
He's passing it on to somebody else.
Oh. Okay. My shout out? I'm gonna shout out.
That's fine. Do you have a call out?
What?
No, he said
have a
his
call?
shout out.
Oh, okay. I thought he said he didn't have a shout out. Okay.
How to spread hepatitis around the world without leaving your house.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I
I've
just
seen
saw
that
a very-
YouTube video.
Is it
Oh
cool?
my-
I mean, I haven't watched it. I always thought the title was really interesting, though.
Oh, my shout out? I'm gonna shout out Nene. Nene, she's cool.
Yeah.
Did you know she voiced a? She's now a anime voice actor.
Uh-huh.
What did she voice?
She voiced that one chick that everyone forgot about in Sekai Saikou Assassin. She's one of the
Oh.
She's one of the wandering children before the whole child slave / rape arc. So she got out of there fast. So good for you, Nene. You're a voice actor now.
Mhm. And call out?
My call out is to me.
How come?
I just realized how easily suckered I am towards mythology concepts.
Oh, okay, going back to the previous conference. Yeah, okay.
It's like this is this the reason why you studied mythology?
I think to be
guess.
fair, I think there is like in terms of like general mythology and mythos, and that sort of cultural like mystical kind of stuff. I mean, there's an inevitable pull to these things. So you know, I don't know. I don't blame you.
You know what you know what caused it?
What?
Fate. No, really. It's fate. It's the reason why I did that. And I'm like, damn, you're really a sucker for this kind of stuff, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I am.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate, but anyways, Dark.
I guess I'm not gonna shout out I don't know. Arcane, I guess. Series good, you know? So, go watch it.
Right. And your call?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll call it YouTube for being like, yeah, we're gonna remove dislikes on videos. Dislikes, however you say it. It's like, why? Like, it's gonna be such a YouTube's gonna turn into such a fucking mess to like find anything when they remove fucking dislikes from videos. Just like literally having likes and dislikes is the best shit ever for like trying to look up a tutorial video or something. Because you'll know immediately if this is just a fucking like load of shit or not, or if this is
or some dude like breathing into his mic for
yeah,
40 minutes.
or if you're about to get your fucking ears blown out, and like now like to get rid of that is so fucking stupid. It doesn't even make any sense either because it's like apparently you'll still be able to dislike the videos, but only the fucking people are able to see it. Like only the actual like
The uploader sees it.
yeah. So it's like it's not like it does anything for like them psychologically because they'll still be able to see it. It's literally just to try and manipulate people, like viewers, and that's it. Like, there's no other fucking thing. I saw some people that were like comment. That was like just a comment that says dislike that fucking gets thumbs up in the comments, which would be pretty funny if people start just blowing up every YouTube video. I mean, really, I think that's the alternative now. It's just on a YouTube video, just comment dislike with no other text whatsoever. Then we'll fucking
Yeah. And then when you see a video with like disabled comments, then you know
then you know it's a piece of shit and to get out immediately. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's such a shitty idea. Really just really I don't know. It shouldn't be happening. It's a very dumb idea. It's a stupid way to do it. It's not gonna help anyone. And it's just gonna screw people on those shitty videos to not be able to tell what they're about to see, or if what they're about to see is even relevant or works. Like, that's cool. Because I mean, really, the first thing I thought of was, what about fucking a video that has like a ton of views or something, and normally like it would have like see the dislikes and like maybe it has like 2,000 likes but like 100,000 dislikes, now you're just gonna see the 2,000 likes. I feel like it also makes likes way too important. Like every video I watch that I enjoy, I don't fucking like it because I don't care. Like I'm not gonna like and favorite a fucking video, like, to have to fucking say. Like, I don't do that. I do that for very specific things.
I don't know. It's
just such
obvious.
The
problem.
It's basically
the
just
problem
for
isn't our
corporations.
opinions. The problem is what can we do to stop it? And the answer is not much. Is the biggest thing, because YouTube's gonna listen to the sort of pushback and just laugh and spit in everybody's faces, because as long as they're getting their money to keep themselves out of the red, they don't give a shit. They do not give a shit.
Yeah,
So it's like,
Bobby, after all this situation with Activision Blizzard, Bobby Kotick probably went back, watched all the recent WoW videos, and are like, why are all these getting disliked? What's going on? Why did
that's
us
illegal.
releasing
That's
a $25 mount during a massive content drought and the shittiest expansion we've ever released, and our game is falling apart? Why'd that get so many dislikes? I don't understand. Can't we like get rid of those? What if no one could see him? And then he went to YouTube and said, let's do that.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, it's out now. We have to deal with it.
I'll just wait for someone to do like fucking find some sort of fucking exploit or something to just run a
better YouTube. It's like better TTV.
Basically it's just like better YouTube that still fucking manages to track dislikes.
Yeah. Your shout out?
I already did my shout out.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I apologize. I guess thank you, Dark, for your shout out call out. And my shout out call out, what I do here. Shout out to, I don't know what to shout out, to be honest.
How's that a super idol meme, Spire? Isn't that good? Isn't that Korean?
What
No,
is? What is?
It's
Oh no,
Chinese,
that's
dude.
That's Chinese. Whoops.
Dude, are you being accidentally racist? I'm okay with accidental racism, Toast, but you just have to tell me. We have to be honest with each other, right? Like,
Yeah,
I was thinking of my bad. I was thinking of
like
Crab
yellow
Game.
Chinese girl.
yeah. I'm okay with the accidental racism. You just have to tell me.
Right.
We have to be honest. We have to be honest. Okay.
I was thinking of Crab Game, which is a offshoot of Squid Game.
Oh
which is Korean.
yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, that one I saw. But
Yeah, how are the Squid Games going, Spire?
Yes,
yeah, that's like going on all the time in Korea, right?
Yeah.
How's your Dalgona making going?
Dalgona making. I've actually, by the way, Dalgona is essentially just like a flat honey. You guys know what honeycomb is, right? You know, like cooking.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of it? Yeah.
Like the bee.
No, it's like an actual candy that you make, and it's made in exactly the same way as Dalgona, essentially.
It's just sugar and baking powder. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
soda.
Dalgona is like flat, like thing, and I like how people overseas are just like Dalgona, blah blah blah. I'm just like, bro,
Just
it's
fucking
literally
sugar.
honeycomb. It's honeycomb. It's
Like,
honeycomb. You already had the candy in your homes, you white people. I don't know why you guys are surprised at
Yeah,
Dalgona. Like, what do you?
White people are like just now discovering that like Korea exists. So
That's true.
I mean,
Like,
white people are just
everything-
discovering that survival
everything is very
games
novel
are
to them.
not fucking teen dramas like Hunger Games.
Wasn't there this whole trend about Dalgona coffee? Did people forget about that?
what?
What?
Wasn't
What?
that? Didn't people think that there was Dalgona was coffee before Squid Game revealed what it
No,
really
so
was?
there was like there was like a TikTok trend that went
Yeah.
viral and stayed for a while, where it's like you mix honey and instant coffee powder and water, and you keep mixing it for like forever. And I think what's in the instant coffee powder that helps like emulsify or do whatever it is, not emulsify, but like help make the coffee, mixes well with the sugar and turns it into Dalgona or something like that, or some sort of like Dalgona tasting smoothie drink or something weird shit like that. I forget the exact, like Dalgona coffee drink thingy, right?
That's
Or something like
foul.
that. And
Why not just
but
why not just put honey in your coffee?
bro, then it wouldn't be TikTok, dude. You need to make it TikTok worthy. But yeah,
TikTok so weird. What's the deal with flaky salt?
Yeah, it's because of Salt Bay or whatever the fuck. But
Like
the,
I seen this dude talking about gold flaky salt, and I'm like, what's the point of putting gold in it?
yeah, that's you don't ask me. But the meme about it was that like you had to keep mixing it forever, but it would make the drink or whatever. But yeah, that Toast is right about that becoming a meme for a while. But what was I gonna say? I fucking forgot what I was even saying for my shout out.
Yeah,
Whoa.
shout out to Squid Games.
This is great. Shout out to, God damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Tell us about Korean culture, Spire.
Oh wait, no, I know what I was gonna say. Okay, shout out again to fucking Kotoneiro, Koiwai Kotori, who is the voice behind one of the girls in Million Live. I forget which one. I do like the Idol Master. Let's see. Yeah, Tenkubashi Tomaka in Idol Master Million Live, as well as a bunch of other famous roles. Most famous of which is Renge. Yes, I was going to mention it. I was going to. Dear, I'm not. Come on, you gotta trust me as one of the hosts for an anime podcast. I was going to mention Renge. Okay. But yeah, Renge and
yeah, this guy loves Kananazawa and Takashi Gashi.
Shut the fuck up. But yeah, Renge and Nononbyuri and a bunch of other famous roles, obviously. But she started out an ASMR channel where she pulled in a bunch of voice actresses, like pretty much like all of like the A tier voice actresses. Like she's been going through them. She did Aikoga, she did Irina, she did Takashi Chiaki, just like Ayami, like everybody. She's been going through everybody. And recently, she actually pulled in a collaboration with Nonoburi, like the official franchise and like the author and everybody and the company and the licensing and the company involved with the license, did a collaboration with them where she voiced Renge and doing her own like stuff.
Yeah, Renge ASMR blows out your eardrums with a fucking recorder.
Your recorders, yeah.
About cake.
I listened to it and literally like the entire like first 2 minutes, and literally her just walking closer, just like doing like a kid's like random like we're saying random shit like as a kid or whatever as she's marching, and that's like the first 2 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised this is reggae ASMR, but also Jesus Christ.
how many Nyan Pasus?
I think she says it at the beginning. I forget.
Nice.
I don't really pay attention when I'm listening to these sorts of videos. But yeah, that's the shout out because I think that's pretty cool that she gets to do the collaboration.
ASMR Renge walks past you on the fucking
that is literally what the first 2 minutes of the ASMR video is. Actually, it's really funny. But yeah, the real tech is now for Koya Kotori to do Renge cosplay and then do the ASMR. I think that's the next level. She has to wear the school kids, the elementary school kids uniform or whatever.
Yeah, and become like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The call out is to this might have been something I've done already, but certain segments of the VTuber community who are okay with keeping retards in their community that spread misinformation and stupid shit and get ahead of themselves. And because that section of the VTuber community are composed of a lot of retards, they don't know that this other famous retard is a retard, and so they don't kick him out. So that's very unfortunate. And fuck that section.
Yeah,
of the
when
community.
your VTuber
I just don't
tells
understand
you not to get vaccinated, don't listen to him.
I just don't understand why they don't just name and shame him too. Like whenever there's a post, it's like a certain VTuber subber. It's like no, just call them out.
The biggest thing that frustrates me is that this section of the VTuber community is very good at suddenly going into rage and suddenly like as a community just like kind of pushing for things, right? Just being like, oh, everybody's like, fuck this guy, or like, fuck this event for doing this to my VTuber, or whatever it is, right? But when these VTuber subbers completely fuck it up over and over again, they're just like, oh, well, he's not too bad, blah, blah, blah. He's pretty bad, but whatever.
Yeah,
Let's just...
like,
No, it's like, just
I mean,
fuck him up.
It's also stupid as hell because they don't think about the implications behind people who just consistently release dog shit subs. It's like they're not releasing it for you. They're releasing it so that you see it, you will like it, and they get fucking, an ego boost. And they're like, people are watching my thing. Or just money.
Yeah. Like, it's the money. Also, you gotta have some mental fortitude to be able to be like, what I did was right, I'm correct, and just keep going. So, or something's wrong with their heads. I don't know.
Yeah.
They just want money.
Yeah, they just want money. It's always about the money. You know who you are.
Yeah.
But yeah,
youtube.com/SpyRecker.
Yeah, the reason why they don't name call is obviously you gotta farm the Reddit karma points,
Yeah.
Otherwise you look like you're forming a mob on that person, and you'll lose Reddit karma.
That is true. It's very unfortunate.
No.
Oh no my naked Karmarinos.
Anyways,
dude,
that's
you
pretty
might
much
be able to buy an NFT snoo with that one.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What was that thing about Reddit Island? and you needed like a certain amount of Reddit points to be able to
That
go to
sounds
Reddit
like
Island.
hell.
Is that a real thing? Oh,
That
shit, I wouldn't be
sounds
surprised
like-
if that was a real
that
thing.
sounds
it's
like
called
begging to be
It's called
murdered.
Little St. James.
Yeah, there was supposed-
Unfortunately,
There's supposed to be something about Reddit Island, but yeah.
yeah, it's
I
little.
would have
It's
bet, yeah.
it's on Little St. James, hosted by the greatest redditor of all, Jeffrey Epstein.
Anyways, that was my shout out call out. Nier, do you have your shout out call out yet, sir?
Yeah, I'm gonna call out Dark, because
I was gonna
Or-
say, I was gonna bring that up and say that could
Yeah.
be it. Should be your
He,
shout out. You know, you're a good friend who gives
No.
you a video game, and you're so ungrateful. And
yeah,
you call me out
um,
for it. Unbelievable.
yeah, due to our conversation earlier, at the beginning of the show, Dark decided to give to me Furry Sex Cabaret.
You should have just ended at furry sex. Just left me on
It's
the
top
side.
and new and trending
I
on
gotta say
Steam.
the full title, dude.
Actually, you didn't
Buy it?
say the full title. It's Furry
Oh,
Sex
yeah, Furry
Cabaret,
Sex Cabaret,
Kissy
kiss
emoji,
18
only.
only emoji. Didn't know you could put emojis into your Steam titles.
into
but you
Steam
can,
titles.
apparently.
Can you search? By the way, can you wait? Is there a way for you to like search emojis in like
I
Steam or?
think you'd probably have to copy it
Oh my
and
fucking
then
god! Does that
copy-paste
show up?
into
That's so
the.
stupid.
I have no fucking clue.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I own that now. That's in my Steam account,
Nice.
so that's cool. As for shoutouts, I don't know. Shoutouts to the fact that I own Furry Sex Cabaret, I guess.
Shout outs to Dark for giving me
Yeah.
furry sex.
Woo.
Cabaret.
That's pretty.
No, shout out to me
fucking
for gifting
awesome.
you Bone Town.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Because it has
which
secret
we-
systems,
yeah,
bro.
what we
It's like Hitman.
learned was it's Hitman, but with a sex mini game. That's really what's happening there.
That's pretty cool.
Anyways,
yeah.
Is that the one with the DDR minigame?
Don't.
No, that's Leisure Suit Larry. Whoops.
anyways, thank you, Nier, for your shout out and call out. And again, that should be it for now. If you guys want, if how many episodes? We have 2 more episodes left after this, I think. Yeah, we have 2 more
Okay.
episodes left after this, and then we're going to be trying to schedule both the Winter 2022 preview show as well as the awards show in some reasonable manner. So
Haha.
we're going to be trying to do it so that we're not eating too much into the next season, but we're not like getting fucked. But we'll figure that out in the next couple weeks and let you guys know. But yeah, if you guys like what we do, we stream our podcast recording live every other Saturday starting from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at twitch.tv/4PlayerAnimecast. That's with the numeral 4, where we talk about the latest and greatest in Japanese animation media, anime, manga, light novels, web novels, visual novels, and so much more. So check us out here. We have our podcast in VOD form as Twitch highlights as well as on YouTube, so you can check whichever one you desire. You can keep updated on our social media on Facebook as well as Twitter. Facebook 4PlayerAnimecast, Twitter handle at 4PlayerAnimecast, again all with the numeral 4. And until next time.